morning.
Good morning.
Lord, as we stand at the moment, we have Mr. Dean George Vinesh, and he will be led by my colleague, Advocate Number. Thereafter, we have Mrs. Desiree Broderick, maiden name was Smith,
Yes.
and Advocate Pusake will be leading her evidence. Thank you, my Lord.
Thank you very much. Very well. All right.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I'm calling evidence of Mr. Dean George Vanish.
Mr. Varish.
Since they dropped all into record, please.
My name is Dean George Vanish.
Did you have any objection in taking that off?
No.
Do you consider that we're binding on the conscience? Do you consider the evidence you'll give in front of the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Okay.
Please raise your right hand, let us know your vote.
Shouting on.
Morning, sir.
Thank you, my lord. This one has got an affidavit, my lord.
Yes.
I crave you to help in the record the same. It's an exhibit D of this record, and also to the witness, my lord.
All right. Thank you.
This affidavit, my lord, is marked exhibit D from page 16 to 19.
Yes. So it's handwritten, original,
What is, my lord? It's a
typescript
typescript.
version of it.
What is, my lord?
Very well. Thank you.
It's signed and commissioned, my lord.
Yes.
So it is common cause. My present, my lord.
Yes, please.
It is common cause that you are a retired warrant officer in the Royal Police Service. Is that correct?
That's correct. No.
When did you retire?
I finished up last year, 2024, end of June.
So your rank was an warrant officer.
One officer, that's right, yes.
When did you join the police service?
I joined 1987, the 30th of the 12th December.
You recall the events of the 1st May 1993 of the Highgate Hotel here in East London. Were you a policeman at that time?
I was, yes, ma'am.
What was your rank?
Oh, it's a long. I think I was a lance sergeant. Either a constable or lance sergeant. No.
What were you doing, sir? as a policeman?
I was a patrol explosive dog handler, and at the time we received news of the attack, we were busy filling up fuel at the Cambridge police station.
How long have you been a policeman when this incident took place?
Sorry?
How long have you been a policeman when the incident took place, if you recall?
1993, 6 years, 5 years. I was a dog handler since 1989.
Were you on duty when you heard about the incident?
Yes, I think if we were filling up petrol, we were, I think, going off duty then. We would have filled up petrol and then proceeded back to the dog unit out on the West Bank Greenfields.
With whom were you on duty,
I was with
if you recall?
Sergeant Mark Lombard.
How much?
He was much older than me.
When you heard about the incident, you were filling petrol, what did you do?
We immediately proceeded out to that area with our patrol vehicle. We had each had a dog with us, and Sergeant Lombard was driving the vehicle.
What was the time of the day? Do you recall?
Yeah,
Was it evening, morning?
no, it was evening,
What did you
late, about 9:30, 10, I think. Because we were working shifts 2:10, so probably be about 9, somewhere around 10 o'clock, probably about there, yeah, if I remember correctly.
How was the visibility?
When we left the station, or
Yes, when you were going there.
well, when we were going there, it was clear. It was a clear night, lights. But when we got there, it was bad. It was. Well, do you want me to proceed? It was when we came under the bridge to the Highgate. It was just tear gas and gas. It was smoke. Our eyes were burning.
When you reached the place, if you recall, what did you do?
Sorry.
When you reached the place, what did you do there?
We Mark was driving as we do. We rushed very quickly. We were driving very fast, obviously exceeding the speed limit. And we came under the bridge, as we would say, we came in hot. I had the R1 ready. It's a machine gun, a rifle. I already had a round in the chamber. I was ready to engage possible attackers, criminal people. Under that bridge, you could see the Highgate, where the Highgate was full of smoke and tear gas. My eyes were burning, which we found, weird. And Mark hit that pavement, skidded and braked and hit that pavement. We actually skidded on top of that pavement, came down, but fortunately, so if that pavement was about that high, there was like sand built up. So I don't think the vehicle wasn't damaged because we drove off afterwards. And can I go on?
Yes,
I jumped out and stopped being younger than Mark and Foster. But at the same time, although we were the first vehicle on the scene, we knew there were vehicles coming. We could hear the sirens. We heard on the radio that vehicles were responding. And I ran to the steps. I'd never been to the Highgate Hotel before, never drank in the pub before as a young person. I lived in Gunebi, so we frequented the Gunebi Hotel. So I ran to what I thought was the opening or the entrance and noticed that there were two elderly males, they were older than me, on the steps, sort of high up on the steps. And you could see they were bloody and their clothing, that they'd been in a fight, it was torn and that. And as I was I had this R1 and, not knowing what they were and who they were. And cars were stopping, whether they be police cars or ambulances, I don't know. But I'm assuming they were police cars. And I was about to go inside the building or go see what these guys were. This one guy, Mark shouted at me, don't go inside. Something about don't contaminate or don't go inside, don't engage. And the one guy, the top guy, so there was a guy like here and the guy on top of the steps. They were both on the steps, but the top guy shouted these bloody white oaks or guys or something like that. And then basically after that, we were like sort of taken back from the scene and these other guys took over, the policemen. I'm assuming it was murder and robbery or detectives. We then proceeded to patrol the area. At one stage, I remember using my dog on along what we call a puppy line, probably the length of this room, maybe to the back door, maybe a little bit shorter, but they walk ahead of you and we were searching on the train lines. We were just trying whatever we could do, and then ended up patrolling the area and then went off duty.
Thank you. When you saw these two people, were you inside the yard of the Highgate Hotel?
Yes, it's a bit different now. There's a fence, a security fence on that pavement. So I know we went and did local inspection there.
Yes.
So that, I call it a middle maniki. I don't know what that's in English, center pavement. So the hotel is, let's use myself and so there's the hotel. You come under the bridge, there's that middle maniki here. There's a parking space. You all know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
We hit it right on the end, we parked there. The steps are sort of in the middle of the building. I think there's a deck next door. That deck wasn't there in those years, I don't think. And we were right. There's like an inner parking, in that separation of the hotel.
Yes.
But we didn't park on that side. We actually hit the pavement and parked this side of that middle manaki. If I remember correctly.
Did you happen to know that it's two people whom you saw?
No, didn't. Never known. Never. I wouldn't even recognize them today. I mean, you must know my tears were running. You know, if people had come out with guns, I don't know what would have happened. You know, I don't know if I was in a physical state to actually shoot anybody or engage anybody, because it was full of tear gas. It was just and smoke. There was a smoke grenade gone off.
When you backed off, were there already police officers there?
Yes, there were other cars there, senior members. I don't even know who they were. I can't even remember. Can't even recall who. You know, when I've seen the policeman come here to testify, then I'll ask him, "Oh, were you on the scene?" You know. You see, the dog unit's job is to engage possible suspects and use our dogs to gather evidence.
Yes.
And there's certain limits to that as well. So obviously a scene, I'm suspecting a scene inside like that, you would rather send in your forensic guys with the cameras, torches, and they can go through the different, if there was ammunition lying on the ground. I only saw pictures of the inside when Captain Nell came to me 2012, I think it was, when he came and showed me the inside, you know, in the docket. So I didn't go inside at all.
The live of the court, my lord. Can I show give the witness the pictures?
Very well.
Can I just move this microphone? Yes, this is the jack.
Lord, it's not clear to us what has been shown to the witness.
So this is photo. Can I talk?
Identify whatever the witness has been shown, what he is looking at in terms of the exhibits.
So it's J, my lord.
Exhibit J. Have you got a number?
Photo 58
58.
and 59. 58, 59.
All right.
Do you want to see my law? So there's 58, this one, and that's 59.
All right.
So that's the middle pavement, middle monkey,
Little Maniki,
yeah.
yes.
And that's the bridge that we came under. So that car's there now. And we came here, we hit this pavement and landed here somewhere.
Okay.
But so you can see it's quite high. It's probably from here, probably about that high.
Yeah.
But I'll never forget, because in those years, sorry, can I just explain to you guys? So this is the bridge we came under from the Cambridge police station side. So if you see that looks like a blue little bus, that would be us coming there, and we weren't in a blue bus. I think we were in a Monza. And we came here and we hit this. Somewhere here we hit here. And we skidded over here. I think with the front, maybe the back was one. But because you can see this is quite high, I mean but there was sand, but I still remember saying to Mark, oh geez, probably swear words involved. We've damaged the car, we've buggered the car, whatever, you know, because in those days, if you broke your police car, and you'd have to be a policeman, the captain's laughing, I know. But if you come from that era, I don't want to make light of anything, but if you come from that era and you broke your police car, you were in big trouble, you know. You could be, yeah. So, but fortunately the car wasn't broken. But yeah, that's the middle, that's in front of the hotel. The hotel would be probably about here somewhere. Or yeah, I don't know what angle. So worship, you want to see again? So the hotel would be here somewhere. I think there's a fence here now, blocking. So there's a parking on the inner side here.
Yes.
Wow. And we came from that direction there.
From the bridge.
Yes. Just back.
Right. Thank you.
And I remember that clearly because of the possible damages to the vehicle. That's you don't damage a police vehicle. Not supposed to these days either, but anyway. This one's
Lord, I'm advised by my colleagues that this is not Exhibit J, but Exhibit K. The one, yes, the one with picture number 58.
Oh,
Photo number 58.
oh, okay, so Exhibit J is, oh yeah, that's the statement of JF and see. K is the sketch plan and key
God please.
photographs.
God please.
All right.
So tell the court, what caused you to bump there with your car?
Sorry?
What caused you to bump there with your car?
Going too fast.
What caused?
Going too fast.
Oh,
Exceeding the speed limit. We were trying to get there as fast as possible.
hmm.
I think if that wasn't there, we probably would have skidded further into the parking lot.
So after you retreated from the scene, what did you do?
Well, I can remember we got in the car, we rode up towards Summer Pride area. We first rode around the Highgate,
Yeah.
and then we went up, and somewhere there we got out, and I used my dog. I can't tell you why, but we went searching amongst the train lines. I know I did it, but I can't remember why.
As you were searching, did you ultimately recover anything or
No.
arrest any person?
There was no visible signs of spurs. There was nothing.
Did you meet with other policemen who were actually covering the scene to
No.
see whether there was someone who was arrested or not?
No. Mark being the senior, he would have probably engaged with, I don't know. You know, we would ask, I know on any scene you would ask him if there was a colonel there or captain there, whoever was the senior member, do you need us? Do you need us for anything more? You know, that would have been asked. That I'm sure would have been asked. But I can't remember that. You know, then you leave the scene, because I mean, you can't leave a scene without permission from the senior member, whoever that may be.
All right.
But I don't remember talking to a senior member, but that would have been done, I'm sure.
Did you see any other injured people from the scene of crime?
No. I remember a big ambulance being there when we maybe came back or driven past or something. There was a big, not a normal like an ambulance little bus. It was a big, like a Cantus, not a Cantus, but a big thing, a big ambulance. But I didn't see or notice any bodies or injured people or persons. Only those two that I saw on the steps.
And what did you do after that?
After we patrolled and so
Yes, after patrolling.
we went off duty.
You went off duty. Same night.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. I see, sir, that you made an affidavit.
Yes.
And the affidavit was done on the 1st day of March 2012.
Yeah.
Incident having taken place on the 1st of May 1993.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you do it so late?
I don't know. I was only asked for an affidavit then.
You were never asked any affidavit before?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was strange that this guy came then. I mean, I was surprised. I didn't know he was coming.
Okay. There is an affidavit next to you.
Yes.
Can you confirm if this is a signature on the affidavit, the one which is handwritten?
Yes, that's mine. My handwriting as well.
On both pages?
Yes. Yeah, 2 pages.
So you confirm that this is your affidavit?
Sorry?
You confirm that this is your affidavit?
Yes, definitely. My handwriting, my signature.
And it is
You wrote up the affidavit yourself?
Yes.
All right.
Not my typing, but
You're writing.
my writing was.
All right.
you also confirm that what is contained here is what you have told the court today.
Yes.
Do you have an objection that the affidavit you had recorded an exhibit?
Do I have it for an exhibit?
An exhibit.
I thought it already was. No, I've got no objection.
Thank you. My lord, with the leave of the court, privately to hand the affidavit as an exhibit. That's another point.
It's exhibit D, or what? No, it's a different number now. What? Is exhibit D, is it an existing reference?
My lord, sorry if I could just assist.
Yes.
It is under exhibit D,
Yes.
item A4, the affidavit of Dean George Beck,
Okay.
pages 16 to 19, my lord.
All right. So it is exhibit, the current exhibit D. All right. Okay. Yes, very well. Yes, it is part of the exhibits.
God bless, my lord.
Thank you.
I'll fill up with the email for this meeting.
Thank you very much. Giovanni?
As the court pleases. Mr. Finish, thanks for taking time out of your schedule to assist this court. You mentioned that you joined the force in 1987, and so by the time of this incident you had been in the force for 6 or 7 years. Did I hear you correctly that you retired recently?
Last year, June, end of June.
Last year, June. So, just to complete the story, the rest of your career in the South African police and then subsequently the SAPS, were you always in the dog unit or did you progress
I
to
was, for a period about a year and a half, I was at organised crime, but as a dog handler. But yes, 90. So I went to college, I joined in 1987. I was a student at Gunubi Police Station for 6 months until June of 1988. 88 to December 88, I was still a student but at college. And then 88 December, I came out of Pretoria College and I was sent to the old Ben Schoeman Airport, East London Airport.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, 89 November, I started the dog unit as a appy apprentice. And then in 1990, I went on my first dog course. So 90%, 99% of my life has been at the dog unit, working with dogs.
And when you were
Retired, I was still a
retired,
dog.
you were
I was
still
a
in the
fleet
dog
manager,
unit?
yes. I didn't have an active dog, but I was the fleet manager at the dog unit, yes.
I see. And you retired with what rank?
At warrant officer.
At warrant officer.
I took early retirement, 55.
Right. So are you full retirement now?
So, well, it said that you only have a pensioner from 60, so I'm a retiree until I hit pension, 60. So,
Okay.
so yeah.
Sergeant Mike Lombard, your partner on that evening, is he deceased?
No, he's alive, but as I've explained to my, can I call you colleagues in the law? He's, I don't know how to say this. He consumes a lot of alcohol, and I don't think he mentally would be able to testify, or he can't. He would start the morning with brushing his teeth with brandy or something. Sad. The mental state of him, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
You've advised the investigating officer and the prosecutors that in your view he wouldn't be able to assist this court.
When this captain came and spoke to me, I actually tried to engage with Mark, and that's in 2012. Maybe a month or two later when I saw him, and it's not capable. I couldn't talk to him, you know.
So that was the case in 2012 when you were speaking to Captain Benjamin Nell?
That's right, yeah. I spoke to Mark about a month later after that, or 2 months later, or whatever.
Right. he's talking about. He spoke to. My lord, the exchange I'm having with my learned friend is in relation to the role of Captain Benjamin Nell, and my understanding is that the witness spoke to Captain Nell about the state of mind of Mr.
Oh,
Lombard.
yes. I did, and I said to him that was the driver. I mean, this is my statement.
Yeah.
I don't know if he went and saw him. I don't know.
My colleagues will investigate, but I don't think there's anything in the file in relation to Mr. Lombard. Let's turn to the night in question. In your evidence in chief, you mentioned that you came under the bridge, and if my notes reflect your testimony accurately, there was chaos, and there was already tear gas in the air as you came under the bridge.
And smoke grenade. It had obviously gone off. There was smoke.
Right.
So there was both. Yeah.
Okay. Did you get the impression that somebody had detonated either a smoke grenade or a tear gas canister outside the hotel?
But definitely had been detonated, whether it be inside or outside. There was a lot,
Okay.
I mean, as we came under that bridge, my eyes were burning straight away.
Because currently the evidence is that a grenade was detonated inside the hotel, and a tear gas canister was released as well.
Okay.
But both inside. The bar. So coming under the bridge, if there was smoke or tear gas down there, it's not clear to me whether, unless one of them might have been detonated outside, although there's no evidence of that, whether the smoke could have drifted down to the bridge.
Yeah, I don't know. I can just tell you that it definitely went in the car. It hit my eyes straight away as we came under that bridge.
I see. And in your view, if
I mean, in the car's lights, we could see smoke. I mean, it was
right.
It was definitely.
What was in the car lights? Was the smoke coming out of the hotel, or was it just prevalent everywhere?
It was like everywhere.
And so you screeched to a halt. You were ready to engage. You mentioned that you had your R1 rifle. You had a round in the chamber. However, Mike Lombard said to you, "Don't go inside because you could contaminate the evidence."
When he said that, when I got to the stairs, or just before I got to the stairs, he was shouting at me, and obviously he's my senior, so I've got to listen.
Now, if you had just arrived,
Yes.
You would have been ignorant as to what had transpired inside the hotel.
Yes.
So how would Mr. Lombard have known that the crime had come to a halt, and now it was a question of evidence collection?
I don't know. I just follow orders.
Right. But would you agree with me, with the benefit of hindsight, that Mr. Lombard would not have known that?
Maybe it was the reports on the radio that the Highgate had told me that something, you must remember, we didn't only attend to the Highgate. We had done the Yellowwoods. We'd been involved, the dog unit as such. I'd attended the King Golf Club the next morning for my dog to search with explosives and that type of thing. So we were used to this type of scenes, these type of attacks that were prevalent at those times. I mean, my friend Bakshan Dagi was killed at the Bar of Faith in Manzani. So, we were, we didn't only attend the Highgate, we were attending, I mean, those detectives, those investigators must have been doing hundreds of scenes, So I'm assuming that he anticipated what, but yeah, that's what he said to me.
So it's a possibility that he would have received a radio message that the attack had happened and was over.
Yeah.
Let's turn to an important part of your evidence. So you encountered two elderly men who You're full of blood.
Well, I was about 23, 24, so anybody in their 40s was sorry to offend anybody, yeah?
No offense taken.
Well, I don't know. I'm guess these guys they were older than me,
Right.
you know. I mean, my partner was an elderly guy, and he was probably 40 odd then, you know, so.
And can you just describe the state of the two men on the
They
steps?
were, you know, I'm trying to remember, did they have short pants or did they have long pants on? Their shirts were torn. They'd been roughed up badly, you know. You know, if you've ever seen a bar fight or you watch any video, a guy's shirt gets torn, something like that. And there was blood on them. There was definitely blood. So, I mean, I had a torch, I had my gun, you know, and but my eyes were watering, and I wanted to go inside. I mean, but I mean, it would be difficult because these guys were like on the steps.
Can you just describe their position on the steps?
You know, it's you must know from the time. I'm sorry, I'm just backtracking a bit.
Sure.
From the time of us going through or hitting that pavement and stopping, it was literally seconds. And yes, I was thinner and faster in my days. In a distance, what do we say? Maybe 30 meters to the door, the steps. There were cars there and people shouting, and you know. So if I'd got there earlier, I probably would have gone inside, or probably would have noticed more of these guys.
The question is the
They
position.
they weren't up. They were lying down. They were crumpled. They were. I can't tell you if they were face down or.
Were they crawling?
They were no. They were still. They were still. They were there when I got. They were like there, which was, you know, it was, yeah, something's happened now, you know.
And can you remind us what the individual at the top of the stairs said to you as you arrived?
He said something about like these bloody white oaks or something like that, and which, yeah, I did repeat to people on the scene there, and you know.
So, what did you think he meant by, you know, these bloody whites?
I thought the bloody whites had hit him, you know. Oh, I almost said, I don't want to swear. Sorry, you want to feel me old.
It's okay. You can be frank with us.
Somebody had murdered them. Sorry, guys. You know, somebody, no, really. I mean, they'd taken a beating. These guys, you can see it. You know, they'd been probably
more than a beating.
Well, yes. I mean, yeah, they
had been shot.
Yeah, well, yeah. Something that, I mean, bad, you know. So I wish I could remember. I can't see it. You know, I've gone over this a million times. You know, every time you see a Facebook post about the Highgate, or you know, I've seen Neville making in the Daily Dispatch and so on in the media, and then you start thinking again, and I can't see their faces. But it was like, yeah, I'm looking at you and I'm gone. You know, because the people were there. I didn't like I'm seeing you now. I'm going to remember all your guys' faces now for a long time probably, you know. But it was like literally seconds that I saw them, looked at them, and then I was gone.
So at that point, from what had been said to you, you assumed that the suspects may have been white men.
Probably, yeah. Well, he was definitely referring how he was in that condition from bloody white oaks, or cars, or whatever I said, but he did use the word white.
I just want to read to you from Captain Benjamin Nell's statement, the captain who took your statement in 2012. My lord, it's Exhibit D. And in the original docket, it's 820 at page 81. And I'm going to read paragraphs 10 and 11. An interview was conducted with Christian Botha, the sole member of Christian Botha investigation, for which Daryl Else and Franz Malokomi worked for. He confirmed that Daryl Else met with a man from Cape Town who informed him that he was part of the Hammer unit of the SANDF, and that Colonel Hall was in charge of a group that attacked the Highgate Hotel. He also informed me that Dean Venish from the SAP's Dog Unit East London came to see him and told him that he and his partner was the first SA police members on the scene of the Highgate Hotel attack. Benesh informed him that a man came out of the hotel and said that white men shot at them. Do you recall?
Sorry, who's saying that I saw them?
So this was Captain Nell speaking to Christian Butter.
So Christian Burr is saying that I came and saw him and spoke to him.
He said that just to quote what Captain Nell is saying, he says he also informed me. So Butter is saying that he met a man from Cape Town who claimed that he was part of the Hammer unit, and he informed Nell that Dean Benesh had told him. So we don't know the name of the man, at least from this paragraph.
I never spoke to Christian Burr about anything about the Highgate.
Okay.
Or this Hammer unit or...
And did you speak to anybody from Cape Town?
Only person that's ever come and spoke to me or interviewed me is this captain, and besides Captain Vaughan Peterson.
All right, well, let's then move on to paragraph 11, which is probably the more important one. An interview was conducted and an affidavit obtained from Warrant Officer Dean Benesh. On the night of the Highgate Hotel attack, he and Sergeant Mike Lombard was on duty when they received the call that the Highgate Hotel was being attacked. He stated that Sergeant Lombard, who was the driver, came in so fast that they actually collided with the pavement of the middle monarchy, separating the hotel from the road going past the hotel. When they came to a stop, Warrant Officer Benesh jumped out and ran towards the entrance. Two men came out of the hotel, and one of the men said, "These bloody whites." This was the first time since the attack in 1993 that he was interviewed regarding the attack.
Sorry, they never came out. They were already on this. When I got here, they were already on the steps.
Yeah.
Obviously came out the hotel, but...
Yeah. So not fully accurate in that sense, but
yeah,
that paragraph,
they must have come out of the hotel.
Yeah. So that paragraph just paraphrases to some degree the evidence that you have given.
But I also make clear, I never met up with the private investigator,
Christian Butter,
or this guy from wherever he met. I never met with them.
Okay. So no, it's not clear, but I don't think that is particularly material.
Yeah.
And in any event, they're just repeating
What I'm saying.
the evidence that you had already provided. Were you surprised when you heard this injured man saying, these bloody whites?
Yeah, when that could have been relating to a bar fight, or anything, but it was obviously relating to the attackers. I as a policeman, I deal with criminals of no colour. I never had a blue criminal before, but Asian guys, Indian guys, sorry sir, coloured guys, white guys, black guys, So, but yes, predominantly more black criminals than white criminals, but we've had white,
Yeah, no, of course.
Yes. Sorry, sir.
White people have committed crime for centuries.
Yes.
But just in the context of that particular incident.
Yes, and especially that all the other attacks had been political black men or linked to political parties or whatever you want to call it. Yes, it was surprising.
Yeah, just for the record, my lord, in that statement of Captain Nell, paragraph 12, he does say he conducted an interview with Sergeant Lombard. He wasn't able to remember what happened on that day, and he cannot remember that anybody blamed whites for the attack. Although, am I right in saying that Lombard was not next to you at that particular moment?
When I was interviewed?
No. When you were approaching the hotel with your R1,
no, he was way behind me.
He was way
I
behind,
assume behind me somewhere.
He would not have heard what that individual said. Just to finish off, we just want to show you some photographs of individuals who attended the scene the next day. My Lord, these are exhibits F1 and F2. My attorney is just going to, we've enlarged these photos. These are, we believe, mostly police officers.
This is going
We're
to be
able
a
to
memory
identify
one.
any of them.
I know one or two of the faces, but I can't give you the names. I can't give you any names here. I know the faces. This gentleman. And that gentleman. I can't tell you the names. This gentleman here. I know the face. And sorry, this one here. But the other faces are familiar.
The two that you recognise, can you recollect whether they?
I think
were
these
from
guys are
East
probably
London?
all murder and robbery guys, and they, like I said, oh, this is going back. Yeah, no, I can't tell you any names. But his face and his face are familiar.
Are you able, sorry Mr. Barney, are you able
sorry.
are you able to see from the exhibit where all these persons have been numbered from 1 to 10? Can you see some of these? The two eyes.
Yeah, I can see. Although he recognises them, my Lord, he's unable to put names to them. But we'll just show F2 as well, just in case.
So this guy, yeah, I know the fact, and this short. Oh, this is oh jeez, he was here in court, not Alexander. So this was a guy. He was here in court, man. Murder and robbery. Oh. You see, murder and robbery was split.
Mm-hmm.
They had a firearm unit, taxi violent unit. I think Captain Rogers, did he testify yesterday?
Yes.
He was probably, I think, taxi violent unit firearms, I think, if I remember correctly. But he wasn't here. So this guy here, I remember his, I can't give his name now. Not Adam. Yeah, I remember him. He was here the last time I was here, man. I remember the faces, guys.
Was it Mr. Bossa?
Yes. Was it?
Okay.
Bossa would have been here as well. Sorry, I can't remember names.
No,
I remember
that's
this bomb disposal vehicle.
Right.
Because I dealt with a lot, you see.
Okay.
Sorry, man, I'm not trying to make fun of it, but I remember the faces, but names. You must remember, I was a lance sergeant or a constable at the time. These guys were like, okay, let me put it this way rather. Today the police is very relaxed with their ranks. I would never dare call him, even though I'm a retiree, I would never call him by his first name. He's a captain. In those years, if you saw a captain coming down the passage, you ran away. That's the respect linked with fear. And so a sergeant was like a rank, although now it's nothing. A warrant officer, see, you look at me and I can see you look in your face, you're like, what? You don't understand the discipline from those years. So a warrant officer was like a guard. You feared them and you respected them. So those guys were probably senior warrant officers, maybe a lieutenant. A lieutenant was like scarce. So the less I saw of people like that, the better. Although we were in the same workforce. It's different now, the police. I mean, now to see a general is like, you know, you can go up to a general, knock on his door, hello sir, can I speak to you? You know, in those days you had to make an appointment and 6 years later you would go and see him, you know, or her. No, I'm serious. I know I'm not making a joke, but that's how, I'm trying to put in perspective that you guys, you're not policemen, so you wouldn't understand. He knows what I'm saying. You know?
Yes.
If Captain Vaughan was a captain in those years, for him to go and see a colonel, his commanding officer, he would probably have to go through a PA to make an appointment. Now you can walk up there and knock on the door, sorry sir, are you busy, can I speak to you, I've got a problem, this docket, this thing. You know, so I know the faces, I can't tell you who they are. You know, I'm sorry, it's just, I probably wouldn't even know their names then when I was there.
Right. Just before we conclude, Mr. Banish, we just want to show you one last photograph. It's actually in your album.
I thought you were forgetting.
No, this is Exhibit K, photo number 30.
Sure.
What is the number?
30. 30 Malone.
So the question is, I don't know if you perhaps turn the photograph upside down, you can get a better look at the face of the man, deceased person.
I don't know who this is.
That wasn't perhaps one of the individuals on the stairs?
No, I don't want to say no. I don't want to. No, I don't know.
Okay, you can see he is.
If you'd shown me this picture, not in the street somewhere now or in the office, I wouldn't even know this is the Highgate. Unfortunately, a victim of the Highgate. You know, I don't know. No, sorry.
When you were on the scene, did you notice anybody else in the injured or deceased persons in the car park on the ground?
We were there like once our services as a patrol exposed dog handler is not needed. I'll give a bomb. Let me give you an example. I was coming back from Pretoria and the Wimpy bomb went off in Queenstown just before we came through Queenstown. We just passed out. So we were rerouted via, I don't know how, we were stopped because they knew we were, because like Alloa North would fill up petrol, so we would report into our command and say, we're in Alloa North, we've got another 400 k's, we're almost home, next stop Queenstown. Because every town we would let the dogs out to use the toilet. It's just standard procedure. So we didn't even use our dogs in Queenstown because that called out or that wouldn't work, the dog wouldn't work. You know, so on a scene like this, that's why at the King Golf Club we went the next day or the next morning, a couple of hours later, once all these forensic guys have been through, taking their pictures, picking up whatever evidence, we would basically search around the building, maybe something was dropped, bullets or, you know, that's unfortunately, sorry, I don't recall this gentleman.
My Lord, for the record, the photograph number 30 depicts the late Derek Whitfield.
Sure.
Thank you very much. No further questions, my Lord.
Thank you. Just the number.
Just one question, you know about any Hammer squad during your time?
I was never in the army, or I think the gentleman referred to him as the army unit. No.
Thank you, my Lord. No further.
Thank you, Commander. Mr. Rich, I assume that somebody on the scene must have noted that you and Salomba were there as well, and you were probably one of the first vehicles to arrive.
We were definitely the very first vehicle there, but within seconds there were other vehicles arriving. They should have known. I mean,
Or Mr. Lombard had reported to somebody there who might have been in charge. He said, look, myself and Venish,
That would have been
just
his
arrived?
job, yes, my lord, he should have done that, That would be the correct way to do it.
So more than likely, there must have been a record that you and Mr. Lombard were.
He would actually have to have asked permission to leave the scene and obviously give reasons. We wouldn't have to give reasons because murder and robbery guys would know that what we're going to go do now, we're going to go and search the surrounding areas. But yes, it would be courteous, respectful, and it would be the way things worked on a scene. That he was my senior sergeant, and he would go to either a lieutenant or a warrant officer, whoever was the scene, and say, sir, this, we don't get anything, we haven't found anything, can we go and patrol? That should have, I'm assuming that would have been done.
So more than likely, your presence there would have been known.
Yeah.
to your
They would have seen us there,
colleagues.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And was it the first time when your affidavit was taken that anybody came to speak to you about this?
Strangely enough, yes, my lord.
So he must have had your information somewhere.
Yeah, he must-
They knew something about it.
There must have been a record somewhere that we were there.
You were readily available. You were not out of the country for a year or two or whatever.
Never, no.
You were around.
Yeah, was it? I mean, I went to what we call border duties, Bartridge, Namibia, the border. As I suppose, like I would search cars at customs control when they came into the country, suspicious cars or just people would carry parcels in, selling whatever, and we'd search them with the explosive dog and the drug dogs at border patrols. I did those duties.
Yes.
Transcar, the old Transcar, but then Hardy, I worked there, Cookster. But those were like 2 months come home,
Yeah.
2 months come home. But I was,
But there would have been an official record of that you were on duty wherever.
yes,
So it would
no,
be easy to.
well, I was receiving money to be there, so I'm sure there must be a record.
Yeah.
Yes, there must
You would have
be.
been traceable.
Yes,
Easy
yes.
to locate you.
Yeah, my commander, they would have probably said, hey, we need to speak to this guy
Where's-
when he comes back, or
All right. Thank you, Mr. Any Mr. Barney?
One question arising from re-examination. In your evidence in Chief, Mr. Dennis, you mentioned that you indicated to other police officers what had been told to you in respect of the bloody whites
on the scene.
on the scene.
I'm sure I must have, yes. I mean, I know I said it to Mark, and there were policemen standing around us, So,
Yeah, I think you said that earlier.
yes, yeah.
You said you
I would have.
didn't say to the
Yeah.
guys on the scene there.
I wish I knew who those two gentlemen were and what happened to them. I don't. It's something that, as a policeman reacting to a scene, goes round and round your head for years.
Yes,
Whatever.
and when you mentioned to other colleagues on the scene what you had heard, do you recall any response that they had?
No, it's the thing is the scene. Let's call them the investigator. They were so busy. There was like commands being given, and it was busy. It was chaos. You know what I mean? And I took like a backseat because I was only a lance sergeant. I was a youngster.
It's just that the saying to you that the attackers were white in colour is such a defining characteristic. So for those investigating, it immediately narrows down,
Evidence.
or possibly narrows down the pool of suspects
Yeah.
that it's such an important item of potential evidence.
Yeah.
That an investigator would be very interested to hear
Find
from
out.
and take up. Would you agree?
Yeah, and I think it was. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else?
No. Follow-up question.
Mr. Dennis, thank you very much
Oh.
for your assistance.
Thank you.
Any excuse?
This is
My lord, I see that it is now 11 o'clock. Would it be an opportune time to take tea at your place?
We'll take the morning adjournment. Yes, sir. You leading the next witness.
Thank you, my lord.
Who's that on the list? Is it
My- My witness is Desiree Smith Roderick.
Roderick. Roderick. All right.
For,
Oh, is she?
for the record, I'm Massacre.
All right. Thank you. Where?
Look, before we start with just a quick housekeeping matter coming on yesterday. My little friend from the state, Ms. Bosman, said that she was going to provide evidence in relation to the alleged AK-47 cartridges
Yes.
connected to the Yellowwood incident. Can we just hear from her whether that evidence has materialized?
Yes.
Manora, I apologize. We did report it yesterday, and it was during cross-examination of Colonel van der Merwe.
Yes.
We're trying to find the exact page.
All right. So you're still busy with that.
Yes, please, thank
All
you.
right. So you'll get back to
Thank you.
Mr. Vani. All right, Mr. Vani.
We will check Colonel van der Merwe's evidence.
Yes.
But just to clarify, Ms. Bosman referred us to Exhibit N,
Yes.
which is Colonel van der Merwe's ballistic report. And just to confirm that we have studied it, from what we can see, there's no reference to Yellowwood in Exhibit N.
All right. So they will continue looking at the transcript, I suppose, and they'll let you know. Very well. All right. Good. Morning, sir, I think.
Good morning.
Morning, Ms. Roderick. So we'll get you to take the oath before we grade it. All right?
Is that your full name, Supervisor?
Desiree Roderick.
Thank you. Do you have any objection to taking that oath?
No,
Do you consider that a binding resolution?
yes.
Do you swear the evidence will be in front of the court will be the result of the electing register?
Yes.
Is prescribed by them and says I have the
So have you got
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Massacre.
Thank you, my lord. Are you comfortable when you are seated or comfortable when you stand here?
I'm comfortable seated, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please relax and take your time.
Thank you.
You have to help the court to put evidence that you know what you heard and what you saw on that day. Please tell me, where were you on the first day of March 19?
That evening, sir.
That evening.
Well, that evening I was actually watching a few movies, so I was still awake.
Where about?
At home, we lived in number 15 Voortrekker Road at that time.
That place is in Highgate.
Yes, in Highgate, yes.
And where are you residing now?
I am in a small little town house in Free State.
So now you are from Free State.
Yes, I'm from Free State.
Thank you. With whom were you on that evening of the first day of March 1993?
My parents were at home, both of them, and I had a friend visiting as well.
Your Honor, my Lord, I will refer the court to Exhibit B,
Exhibit B.
item number 10, 10.1, 10.2, and 10.3.
What is on that page? Or those pages?
Pages 107 and 108.
107. Oh, okay. 107. 107. Yes. Statement on 107 is a typescript
Type version.
statement of Desiree Smith.
Yeah, type version in Africa. So
Oh, I see. That
my
version
lord.
starts on 109 capital A by me. And what follows? Okay.
As it pleases this honorable court. Your surname there in your first statement, the African version, is Smith, correct?
Yes, sir.
And according to the third one, to the last statement, you are now Broderick.
Yes.
Is it in fact Smith your maiden surname?
Yes.
So at this stage, you were still unmarried
Yes, sir.
when you deposed to the statement.
Yes.
All right. Very well.
You have told the court that you were at home and your parents were also there. Do you recall the events of the first day of May 1993?
Yes.
Yes. What time was it? Start from
So,
there.
just after 10. Just after 10 in the evening.
Yes.
Yes.
Just proceed.
So my parents actually went to bed. A friend of mine and myself, we were watching movies. She was half asleep as well. I was still awake, finishing up the movie. Just about after 10, I recall hearing like a banging sound, big bang. It was quiet for a bit, and then suddenly I heard something that sounded like gunshots. It went quiet again for a short while, and then I heard gunshots again. So what happened was there was a little light on still on the inside in the lounge. I walked up to the window, peeked through the window, I couldn't see outside. I actually woke my friend. I said to her, "Did you hear that?" She's like, "No, I didn't hear anything." She was like asleep. I said, "Please just switch the light off." She didn't know where the switch was, so I went back, I switched it off, went back to the window, peeked through the window again, and then I saw two people, I won't say running, but I would describe it as walking fast, like in the street in front of our house. Yes.
You said you heard some shots again, where it was quiet,
Yes.
then heard some shots again.
Yes.
Can you estimate the interval between the first shot and the second shot?
So it's a long time ago, but if I would estimate,
Would you say it was after 5 minutes or 3 minutes? Or
oh no,
you
it
say-
was shorter than that. I wouldn't say it was like 5 minutes.
Yes.
It was a short period afterwards. Yes.
please proceed. What happened after you had the shots for the second occasion?
So like I said, I was looking through the window. I saw two men walking past our house, but it was on the opposite side of the road. They weren't running; they were like walking fast. And I recall the one person was like walking in front of the other one. He had dark clothes on. The one behind had like a light t-shirt, like a whitish, well, not t-shirt, but a shirt on, and a dark pants. And then,
Please tell the court, how was the visibility? Because it was after 10 o'clock, just after 10 o'clock, and during May, you see approaching winter.
yes,
Tell the court the visibility.
it was dark outside, like you said, it was at night. But all the street lights were working at that time. There were street lights, so I could see outside. It wasn't like pitch dark, like there was no lights. So I could actually see the people walking across the street.
Or you could see them because they were street lights.
Yes, there were street lights and they were on. They were working.
Thank you. And they were on the road opposite your house.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Make a picture to
Yes.
the court.
Okay.
This is your house.
Yes.
And where is Highgate Hotel from your house?
If you would stand in front of the Highgate Hotel,
Yes.
our house was situated on the left-hand side. So it was the Highgate Hotel on the corner. There was a little road running up. Then there was a big open veld, another little road running up, and then our house was on the corner of that following street. It makes sense.
So between your house
Yes.
and the Highgate Hotel, there was an open space.
Yes, there was like an open field.
And then the gentlemen you saw, or the men you saw,
Yes.
were on the street.
Yes. In Voortrekker Street, the main road running past our house and past the Highgate Hotel.
Yes.
Yes.
Please make another estimation of distance. How many meters would take from your house to the road on which they were walking fast?
So the house had a very low wall outside, so you could see far, and then so it was our house, and it was like a pavement.
Yes.
A few meters, maybe about 3 or 4 meters, maybe. So it wasn't that far. The house is closely built, like to the road. So I would almost say, like from our house up to maybe where you are standing, maybe a little bit further. Yes, the road passed by. Yes.
This is your house.
Yes. Okay.
Where could they be in this courtroom? The other side of the street that you have mentioned?
So I would say maximum by the wall, not even, maybe even a little bit closer. Because like I said, the window was, if I would like look out the window here,
Yes.
we were so close to, there was no yard in front. There was a tiny little space.
Yes.
And then it was the pavement, and then the road started. And if I remember correctly, it was just like a one-way up and a one-way down. It wasn't a very broad road. So it could maybe even be close to these people sitting here at the back. Yeah, it was close by. It was not very far.
People sitting at the back.
Yes,
There was a very
Could be.
yes, approximately there. Yeah, maybe like in between this gentleman here with the checkered shirt and the one there sitting right behind him at the back. Somewhere there, yes.
just get an estimate of that.
About 15 paces.
Yeah, more or less.
9 meters.
9. Thank you.
Give or take, my lord, I've got short legs.
Were they on the side of the street next to the house, or on the street on the other side?
On the other side,
On
sir.
the other side.
Yes.
Oh yes. Please repeat how they were, what they were wearing.
Sir, if I remember correctly, the person walking in front had dark clothes on, a dark top and a bottom as well, a trousers,
Yes.
like blackish color. The one at the back had like a whitish top on and a dark pants at the bottom. Yes, that's how I remembered.
Were they carrying anything on their hands?
So one of the people, when I think back to that event now, I saw one of them having a big gun. Yes, he was carrying it over his shoulder, like he was like, I don't know how to explain it. He had like a, I don't know what you call it. Yeah, it's like he hooked it over his shoulder.
What was on the shoulder?
Say again, sorry.
What was on the shoulder?
Oh,
of this?
a big gun.
Oh yes.
Yes, a big gun. Yes.
What is it? The man on front or the man who was behind?
Sir, I recall the man at the behind. Yes.
Mhm.
If I could, yes, if I think about it now.
Could you, in fact, identify their faces?
No, sir. I won't be able to. No.
If they were to be brought before you, could you identify that it is the man that I saw
No,
on
sir.
that day?
No, I won't be able to.
You could not.
No, I can't.
Could you, in fact, identify the color of this two gentlemen you saw?
Sir, yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Tell the court, please.
It was two black men.
Ah,
Yes.
according to your statement, you have said one was balaclava clad.
Yes.
Tell the court, how could you see that the other second man was a black man?
I can't remember if it was the one in front or the one at the back.
Yes.
But as they were walking past, I remember the one like pulling something off, like from his face.
Yes.
So it could have been that balaclava that he took off.
Hmm.
And I noticed the one with the white shirt, I could see his skin color as well.
So according
His arms weren't covered fully. So that's
Oh.
why I noticed that it was two black men.
Mhm.
Yes.
Please tell the court how they were built. Were they the body build of the two assailants?
So I don't know even how to describe it. They weren't like big guys. They had a normal build. There was nothing. I don't know. I can't. Yeah, they were just like normal built two people. They weren't like overweight or.
Could you say
something.
there was a
Sorry.
hefty man?
No, they
or-
weren't hefty. No, they weren't.
Okay.
It was just like your normal. If I would, maybe 80, 90 kilograms. I don't know. They weren't big, overweight men.
You also told the court that you saw that one was wearing a white shirt. Could you see what they were wearing on their shoes, on their feet?
So thinking back now about that, I actually, because in that moment, you know, time passes by so slowly and I wasn't exactly sure what I'm looking at. So I don't know if it's the guy in front or the one at the back. he had like, wasn't tackies, if I could say like that, but I couldn't say it's boots, closed shoes. It wasn't like running tackies, or I don't know how to explain it. I would almost say, almost want to say like my work shoes.
I want to get you straight. Were it boots or tackies or closed shoes?
I can't say it's a boot because they were wearing trousers, so I couldn't see the top part. But if I would, I'm making that, I would almost say like my shoes that I'm wearing when I normally go to work. It's like I don't know how to, it's not a work shoe, like for instance, and I won't say it's boots, so it's more like I would almost say like these steel tip type of shoe, if I can, yes. I don't know how to explain it. That's why I'm saying my kind of shoe, because I'm a chef, so I wear my safety shoes. That's the word, safety shoes. It's more or less like that, yes.
Could you perhaps see the color of the shoes? As we
Dark.
have said, one man wore a white shirt. Could you perhaps see the color of the shoes?
So if it was dark shoes, yes, a dark color. So I can't say it was black or brown, but it was dark.
Thank you. You witnessed this gentleman going fast next to your yard.
Yes.
Proceed from there.
I just actually watched them pass by. There was no car, there was no nothing. They walked past the house until I could not see them anymore. So I didn't see that they got into a car or anything.
It is evidence that one of the men was armed with or was carrying a firearm.
Yes.
What about the other one?
So I didn't see anything with the other guy. Yes.
There is a statement, handwritten statement, in front of you.
Yes.
Are you the author thereof? Is the signature appended there yours?
Yes.
Is it what you told to the investigating officer?
Yes.
Are you correct?
Yes.
Is it what you told the court today?
Yes.
Yes. My lord, there is a version of the statement that is that has a tablet version 10.3 with the court. I crave leave to the court to hand in the original handwritten version. And may it be marked Exhibit B 10.4 A 1.2, page 1.112A, 112B, and 112C.
That's the handwritten version, right? Yes, this is a handwritten affidavit. date is a bit obscure, but it seemed to have been commissioned at the date of the 16th of, could be the 5th, although it's not actually very clear.
16 my lord.
Yes, I'm just looking at the stamp on the last page 3 there. I'm not sure what the month is, whether it's 05 or 08 or whatever, but 2023 at 10 o'clock in the morning. So that is exhibit B 10.4, you say, pages 1, 1, 2, A, B, and C. So we'll receive it as such. I'm not sure if you were aware of the process when it was commissioned. So that you can see it.
As it is the court.
Yes. Very well, thank you. I just had a look at this affidavit.
God bless.
You can proceed.
Once I made a statement before an SY investigating officer,
Yes,
and that version was in Afrikaans.
yes, sir.
Did you pen or sign your signature in that first one?
Yes, the one that I did the morning after, I think it was the 2nd of May. Yes, I signed that one.
I'm referring to the one you made before investigator the initial investigation one, the Afrikaans version. Did you sign this one?
That one I didn't sign, but the handwritten one that I did that morning afterwards, that one I signed.
Thank you. Is it the reason Captain Benassi obtained another statement from you?
I think it is, yes.
So what is the reason?
Because the initial statement was unsigned
Yes.
by the Afrikaans version, my lord.
So that the witness says that she did sign. Or did I mishear you? There's a handwritten Afrikaans version of a statement by Desiree Smith, dated the 2nd of May, it's the day after the incident, 1993. It's 9/09/10. Have you shown that to the witness? There it is. Did you actually sign this one?
A minute, please, my lord.
Daar was 'n geskrewe een wat die persoon gevat het uit daar op papier.
My lord, a minute, please, my lord.
Can I show you my version?
Please.
If you sign that document.
Please, my lord. Check whether you signed that version.
Yes, I signed this one. Yes.
Both pages, huh?
Just make sure. Does that? Yeah. Yes.
All the way. Okay.
Yeah, all the way.
All right.
Right.
Thank you.
As it pleases the court, may that statement, Worship, that he did not sign the hand written be withdrawn, and that he did not sign only the typed version.
Yeah, the typed version, normally what happens, look, they take the police take the statements in longhand.
As
And
it
then for the purpose of the court or for the ease of reading, because some police women's handwriting is illegible.
as it pleases
They
court.
type it out, this for the convenience of whoever is going to read it.
As it pleases the court.
It's never meant really to be signed. This is your actual statement, the original one. So
I appreciate that.
that was just for the convenience
Court pleases.
of whoever can decipher the handwriting of.
Thank you, my
So
lord.
this one is fine. This is who did this? This is Bossa. Bossa's handwriting is quite fine. You don't even need to refer to the typescript.
I thank you, my lord. And that is all from this witness.
Thank you. Thank you. Bossa, all right. Goodbye.
Ms. Woodrick, thank you very much for coming to court today. Milord, we're just looking at the inspection and loco report, that's Exhibit W.
Yes.
And on page 2 of that report, we provided some Google Earth photographs of the Highgate Hotel. With the leave of the court, I'd just like to ask the witness to take a look at the pictures and to point out the structure she was in relation to the hotel.
Just need to find my way now. Apparently this is the hotel, if I'm correct. So this is the open file, so my house would have been on that corner right there. Is this? Hang on, where's
Sorry, Ms. Pedro, if you could speak a little louder
sorry,
so
I'm
we
just
can all
like
hear.
upside down. I'm just trying to find my way here. Which is, oh, there's the hotel. Sorry, sir, I'm just trying to find.
Yes, I assume it's the structure that's
It's
got a
tiny.
red,
Yes,
got a
this
red
red bit.
square around it.
Yes,
That's the hotel, I assume.
yes. So if the hotel is there,
Yes.
I'm just trying to find. Is this Voortrekker? Let's see what's happening.
Don't you want to look at the
Oh, there's
bottom
a
left?
there's a
The
bigger.
bottom left photo.
Yes.
Perhaps you can see there's a open field.
Yes, there's an
Perhaps
open
you can see your house
field.
on that one.
So it's kind of. If this is Voortrekker, my house would have been.
You just make an X where you on the photograph, just make an X where you
I actually want to.
think your house would have been.
Yeah, it would have been.
My
Like,
Lord, Captain Peterson indicates that he's familiar with the photograph and
Yes.
perhaps you could assist
Okay,
the...
just
Yes,
to
please.
orientate, yeah.
want dit lyk amper dit is so klein as ek nou kyk waar's Voortrekker weg. Daar ja, dis hoekom ek dink daar's Voortrekker. Ja, so dis hier. So ek moet net 100% seker maak dat ek nou op die regte plek is. Want hy is nie heeltemal in die foto nie. Dis hoekom ek hom dit soek. So hy sou dan by die veld daar gewees het. Ja, dis hoekom hy sê 100% op die foto. Sien so, dit is die hotel, die oop veld. So ek sou hierbo gewees het. Hy's net nie lekker op die foto. So you can't see my house actually on this photo. That's why I was actually looking for it.
Is that the photo, the bottom left photo?
Yes.
Yes.
So if this is the hotel down
Yes.
here at the bottom, that would have been the open veld.
Yeah,
And then our house would be on that corner right there.
on the corner.
Yes,
All right.
on the corner right there on top.
So that would be, do they give the name here next to it? I can't see, it's very fine print.
It's very fine.
Can you give the crossroads where your house was situated?
Yeah, it was opposite the railway line. As jy dalk vir hom wil vat en van die bus daar bo, ons kan nie heeltemal 100% sien. Pink is white, like.
So, my Lord, in relation to figure 1, the bottom left photograph,
Yes,
the witness, but please wait because we have to look at further photographs. The witness appears to be indicating that her home was located across the other side of that green field
yes, to the north,
to the north.
yes.
So that, if I'm looking at,
On the corner there.
I'm looking at the crossroads and it's
Yeah.
just like you, I'm struggling with the small
You can
print.
see that name, it seems to start with a B.
Perhaps some younger eyes
Very
here.
young people with good eyes.
Heathrow.
Your Worship.
Either of.
Corner of Heath and Voortrekker Road.
All right.
Corner of Heath and Voortrekker. Okay.
Heath.
Yeah, we thought for a moment it was Health.
Thank you very much.
Okay. My Lord, we were going to put up figure 2, which is on the next page, but it seems that, am I right in saying that your home is not depicted on figure 2,
No.
on page 3?
No.
And it also wouldn't be depicted on figure 3 on page 4. Okay. So in terms of distance, that field looks like quite a big field.
Yes, it's quite big.
And just remind me, your evidence in chief, when you were speaking to my learned friend, you gave an estimation of distance. Just remind the court.
It was the distance from the window that I was standing up to Voortrekker Street.
And is that where you made the sighting?
Yes, yes.
And your estimation of that distance was approximately?
So probably about 10 meters. It's not that far. 10, 12, if I must estimate now, take a guess.
And you mentioned that there was a wall.
Yes.
How was that wall?
It was a low wall.
Okay, so that wall didn't interfere with your line of
not
sight?
at all. It was more like a little flower bed actually than a wall.
And for how long were you, what range of time were you able to make these sightings?
So I actually watched them as they were like from the window that I was looking at or looking through. They were like right in front of me running up the road. So I would say maybe about 10, 15 seconds, then I couldn't see them anymore. It was like from the view that I was standing, I couldn't like look around the corner or something, so I was inside, I wasn't outside the house. So just until they actually like passed our window, and then I couldn't see them anymore.
Right. Were they walking or running?
They were walking.
Walking?
Walking.
Because a moment ago you said they were running.
No, they weren't running. They were walking, but walking fast. They weren't running.
Right.
Yes, you were actually using the word running. I don't know if it's just English, but your original statement of 2nd of May.
Yes.
Says that hardloop, they were running. So are you not sure about this? This is a long time ago.
No, so sorry, maybe I just made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm correct in one, can I just go through this one again?
Which one are you looking at?
The first one. I did say here hardloop.
Yeah.
Yes, now I understand what you are saying.
Mm.
In the statement that I gave, they weren't like running. It was like a fast walk, if I could say. It wasn't like somebody trying to get away from something. As ek in Afrikaans kan sê, hulle het vinnig geloop, met 'n vinnige passie geloop. Dit was nie soos 'n marathon wat hulle gehardloop het nie. Ja. As ek dit so kan probeer verduidelik.
Ja, okay.
As ons nou die Engels en Afrikaans nou net hier op dieselfde.
Well, that's fine. So it was a brisk walk.
Oh, there we go. Yes.
But when you depose to this original affidavit, these events would have been so fresh in your memory also.
Yes.
It was the very next day.
Yeah, the next
This
morning.
happened 10 o'clock the previous night.
Roundabout, yes.
And then at 9:10, the next morning you deposed to this affidavit.
Yeah, early in the morning, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So your recollection, your memory, the year would have been still
clear.
clear.
Yes, that's true.
All right.
Thank you for that clarification, my Lord.
Thank you. Sorry.
And on that score, Ms. Broderick, the evidence before this court is that the horrors that took place in the Highgate Hotel that night there is evidence that one Mr. Bayman Lombard, who was in the ladies' bar, he actually fired back at one of the attackers. Regrettably, he didn't hit him. And in the light of the fact that there was somebody firing back, you don't think it'd be more likely that the individuals in question would have been running as opposed to walking, or even a fast walk?
That makes sense. I mean, if somebody was shooting, they would have ran. So I'm not exactly sure why they were just like walking at a fast pace. I've got no idea why they weren't like running like crazy. It was a walk, a fast pace.
You mentioned that they were wearing balaclavas.
Yes.
Just remind the corporate, the balaclava is just on the head, or they pulled down the face?
I can't remember the guy, I think the one at the back, but the one actually pulled it off. I still remember him like pulling it off from down here, so I can't remember if the other one had one on as well. I can't recall that, but I know exactly the first, one of them actually pulled it off.
But given the rush circumstances, you weren't able to, you don't have a recollection of what his face looked like?
No.
You mentioned that you were able to get a sighting of the shoes that they were wearing.
Yes.
We just want to put up a picture of some shoes or some boots to you and see whether it might jog any memory. My Lord, we've put this up previously. It's Exhibit H.
H.
Yeah.
Well,
Like I said, they were wearing trousers, so I can't recall this part, but it looks like I would say safety boots. I was referring to this little tip here in front, so this could have been, and like I said, it was a dark shoe. Couldn't recall if it was black or brown. I'm not sure about the color, but it could have been this. I just didn't see this part.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you very much. No further questions.
sorry, Roderick. If these people, if their faces were smeared black, would you have noticed that?
So, yes, I think, well, no. Let me try and explain it like this. Why I thought, well, what I've seen with black people, black men, is because I could see a bit of their arm as well. So I'm not exactly sure about smearing their faces black.
You're talking about the face.
Well, I don't know about that, honestly.
You can't say.
No, I can't say that. I've got no idea. I can't answer that question. I don't know.
All right. say that from what you recall, the impression that you got was not one of these two people trying to get away from scene of a crime as quickly as possible?
No, sir. Honestly.
Well, they were, as you described, that it was like a brisk walk type of
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
And one had this big firearm
Yes.
openly over the shoulder,
Openly over your shoulder.
walking up the road
Walking up.
underneath the street
Yes.
lights.
Yes.
Very well, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you for your help.
My lord,
I lost my. I've got only one question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Mrs. Broderick. We're quite done here.
It's fine, it's fine.
I forgot one thing.
It's fine.
At the time, you were seeing these people walking fast past your home. Could you see any police vans or sirens?
No, sir, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. But it was like a few minutes later the police started arriving. It wasn't a long time after it happened. But there was nobody there.
So
It was just them.
some minutes later.
Sometime later, but they were gone already. And then sirens, I think if I recall correctly, there was a bridge, just like if you pass the Highgate Hotel, I think there was a bridge with like a dijkweg. Police and them started coming up from the bottom.
It was sort of a subway.
Yeah, so subway,
Underneath
yes.
the railway
Yes. But at that point in time, nobody was outside. There was no cars whatsoever. Nothing.
It was silent at the time you saw this
Yes.
gentleman.
Yes.
Thank you very much. My lord, that was the only question that I wanted to ask.
Thank you, Mr. Gustaf.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you now.
Thank you.
Broderick.
My lord, we do have another witness who is lined up. However, unfortunately, we have not been able to consult regarding certain aspects. And then I would humbly request that we take the lunch adjournment in the meantime.
We'll take the lunch adjournment. We go at 2:15. Mr. Varney.
Ah, my lord, just a follow up on the Yellowwoods saga.
Yes.
We have done some research, my lord. It is correct that Victor Jacobus van der Merwe, who completed the ballistics report, that's Exhibit N, in his testimony, he did make reference to Yellowwood a few times in relation to comparing AK-47 cartridges between scenes. Although, my lord, if I can point out in the transcript on the 4th of February 2025 at page 58, he's asked by Ms. Bosman, so during the evidence obtained from the Yellowwoods attack, also revealed that AK-47s were used in that attack. And he says, yeah, I've personally, as I have said, I requested the docket, and I just want to highlight, I have not read through it, but I think there was used AK-47s. I think there was 5.56s as well, and then he says, I am not sure.
Because I think,
So, yes, he's not 100% sure whether they were used or not.
so he hasn't read through the
Sorry,
docket.
Doctor?
And he hasn't read through the docket.
He says he hasn't read through the docket.
All right.
But then when we go to Exhibit N, which is his report, which discloses the comparisons he did, and that's Exhibit N,
Yes.
and you go to paragraph 12, and in particular 12.8 and 12.9. I'm not going to go through all the details there.
Yes.
But it's reference to Comcha MR 55/05/93, and then in 12.9 the comparison is with East London MR 691/08/93. My lord, we have confirmed with Captain Peterson that Yellowwood is neither of those. It's Fort Beaufort 156/3/93.
Is that Yellowwood for Beaufort?
Fort Beaufort, exactly.
All right.
So it appears from his ballistic report that he didn't, in fact, do a comparison with Yellowwood. My lord, my learned friends from the state have kindly offered to extract the lab report and to bring it to court when we resume in September.
Yes.
But for the moment, our submission is that Mr. van der Merwe did not, in fact, do a comparison of the AK-47 cartridges from Highgate with Yellowwood. At least that is not evident from his ballistic report in Exhibit N.
Very well.
Thank you, my lord.
Sorry, my lord, if I could just address us regarding what my learned colleague has indicated.
Yes, Mr. Governor.
It is correct, we have had discussions with our learned friends regarding this issue of Mr. van der Merwe's testimony. There are several references in the transcript of to Yellowwood, but there seems to be some discrepancies regarding whether he actually did the comparison or not. Prior to us consulting with him that day, he did indicate that the lab report for Yellowwoods was in his possession. So I have spoken to Captain Peterson. We are going to contact Mr. van der Merwe and obtain that lab report, and then that would confirm what cartridges was recovered at the Yellowwood scene itself. And we will then hand that up as an exhibit on the next occasion, and it will therefore clarify whether there was any AK-47s on the scene itself.
Very well. Thank you, Mr. Governor. Thank you. Ms. Bosman?
My lord, the next witness we intend to call is Mr. Francois Stassen.
Thank you.
Since the report is report, please.
Francois Stassen.
Thank you. Do you have any objection with the oath?
None.
Do you consider the oath binding on your conscience? Do you swear that the evidence you will give in front of the court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please place your right hand and swear to the oath.
Help me God.
This is a gift from your mother.
Thank you very much. Is the Francois the normal Francois?
It's not
It's not, unfortunately not.
Not
FRN is
not
WA. WA instead of CMI.
SWA.
SWA, that's correct. Yeah.
All right, so it's not a French Francois. That is a different version.
That's a different
Local
one.
version.
Local version.
Thank you, Mr. Stassen. Ms. Bosman.
Mr. Stassen, could you please indicate your progression in respect of the, your employment at the SAPS or the police services?
If you want to be more comfortable, liberty to sit down.
If it's possible, yes.
Yes, very much. No, please.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I started off in December 1975. I left in 1984. At that time I was in the Criminal Records Centre in Pretoria for 2 years, and then the rest of the time was in LCRC in Port Elizabeth, and then I joined again a year later in Cape Town. From Cape Town I was asked to go and help facilitate training in Kimberley, and also then from Kimberley I went to Mobata for 5 years to train fingerprint experts throughout the old region there. And then I went from there, I went to, in 1992, I went on officers' courts, and then in April, officially in April 1992, I started working at the LCRC here in East London as a 2IC. And once again left the police in 2001. At that stage I was a Lieutenant Colonel.
Thank you. Mr. Stassen, during the, or the incident which we are here in respect of today occurred on the 1st of May 1993. Were you stationed with the police at that stage? What was your position?
Yeah, I was stationed at the LCRC East London as a second in charge in office, as a lieutenant.
Okay. I have, my lord, if I can beg leave to hand an original affidavit to the witness to confirm, and a copy to my lord to make it easier to follow.
Very well.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Stassen, is it correct that you made an affidavit in respect of the incidents of the 1st of May?
That's correct.
The signature at the bottom of the first page and also on the second page.
That is my
signature. Thank you very much. Okay. If you wouldn't mind, please could you read your affidavit into the record?
I'm an adult male, ID number 580-509-0087, and at this stage residing at Unit 5, Oudtshoorn Rotary Retirement Village, 90 Church Street, Oudtshoorn, with cell phone number 082-853-6582. I'm not retired. I left. I was not retired as a Lieutenant Colonel in the South African Police. And I am originally Afrikaans speaking. During 1993, I was placed at the LCRC East London unit, and I was second in charge of the unit at that stage as a lieutenant. On the evening of 1st of May 1993, I was duty officer for that whole week. We normally did duty from Monday to Sunday. From Friday to the next Friday, but most likely the officers in the LCRC went most probably from, at that stage we went from Monday to Sunday. That was our week duty that we had. I don't remember the exact time, but I was called by radio control to attend an incident at the Highgate Hotel. And I left to go to that incident. On the scene I found my members, the team already there. We call them a team because each of them does something different. Colin Charles did the video, Alan O'Dear did the fingerprints, and Johan du Plessis was a photographer at that stage. And Alan O'Dear did also, as I mentioned, did the fingerprints as well. He was a fingerprint expert in charge of that scene. During the attendance of the scene, I gave guidance to my members when needed, and also assisted them, of course, when they needed me. Sorry, no, my eye is not working like it. On the scene till the following, we were on the scene till the following morning. I can't even remember when I left, but it was already light when I left the scene. I cannot recount much of the crime scene due to the time period. Sorry, I can't. No, all that I know from that scene is that, of course, I know exactly what the people were doing, but the near did the fingerprints. And on the at one stage, I was with him or near him when he did the fingerprints from the door frame at the one entrance to the bar. I arrived on the scene. There was total chaos when I arrived on the scene. It was policemen all over the place. So I spoke to a brigadier. I cannot remember if it. There was also, if I can explain a little bit about the scene, there was people lying on a stretcher outside, person lying that was injured on the stretcher outside, and there was about 5 deceased people in the bar, and there was another 1 or 2. I cannot recall exactly in the area where they had snooker tables. As I said, at the scene it was total chaos. I spoke to a brigadier. I can't remember if it was Berg or Swart, and I told them within a couple of minutes that I arrived on the scene that they must clear the scene so that we can do our work. And that happened. They were then the scene was then cordoned off, and everybody that did not have anything to do with the scene was in outside. That's about it. Thanks.
Thank you. Do you confirm the correctness of the contents of this affidavit?
Yeah, I think I made a mistake first by telling the investigating officer I was a captain then, but I was a lieutenant, and that is why he said captain on the. And on the question of was Brigadier Berg or not, I cannot remember if it was Brigadier Berg or Brigadier Swart. I really cannot recall. It was too long ago.
My Lord, I beg leave to hand up the original affidavit as Exhibit NN. All right. Mr. Stassen, could I please ask, can you explain to me what the procedure is once you are advised or called out to a scene?
To a specific scene like that?
Yes.
When I get to that scene, I will immediately see what members are there at the moment. I would have known beforehand what members is on duty that specific evening, but I would find out if they were all there and if they are busy. If they started, the videographer normally starts without me being there because he just needs to video the scene as soon as possible, so that we can affected people that may be injured can be removed before he finishes. But then I assist them throughout. Alan O'Dear was doing the fingerprints. I will point out to him certain places where I think he should look for fingerprints, but in essence, O'Dear was a fingerprint expert, scene of crime expert, or scene of crime examiner, equivalent to me. So I did not really have to explain to him what to do. He knew what he had to do. And then Johan de Plessis was doing the photograph. So normally when the video is done, I will then walk also through the scene with the photographer, and if he needs me to point out something, then I will point out something for him. Or if I think he needs to take another photo at a specific place, I will ask him to take that photo. But my role is just coordinating the scene, see if everything is done properly at the scene at that stage.
Thank you. At this stage, I'd like to please hand Exhibit K to the witness. That is the photograph album, my Lord.
Yes, very well.
You indicated that you would point out certain aspects which you would draw to the attention of the forensic investigators. Can you take us through these photographs?
All of them?
I think we can start at number 3 if you don't.
Yeah, number 3 is we spent projectiles for us, cartridges, and I think because it was so dark in the entranceway, the photographer asked me to point out the circles he made around where the projectiles was found.
So that is you in that photograph?
That's correct.
All right. And was this taken on the night of the incident?
On the night of the incident.
All right. I see there are various projectiles which have been marked around
That's
here. And then there's also been instances where bullet holes has been pointed out, for example, in photos 25, 26, 27 and thereon.
That's correct.
I also note on photograph number 31 and 32, you make reference or you are pointing to certain items. What are those?
Those are also projectiles, pen cartridges.
And why were you pointing to those?
Well, I think at that stage the photographer asked me to point to them.
Okay.
But those cartridges, according to me, were not, shouldn't have been there, because I think those cartridges were kicked around by people that moved in and out of the building, and also the ambulance people. So I don't think that cartridges, pen cartridges would have been at the right place at that time. I doubt that. I really doubt that. But,
Are you referring to the total chaos to which you...
Total chaos. Total chaos.
Okay. So, in pointing out these cartridges, what would then happen once they've been identified?
The person that does the forensics will then put each and every cartridge, the pen cartridge or any other projectile that is put in separate bags, exhibit bags, and then they would be removed to the office. There's at the office, there's chemical processes that it needs to go through to lift fingerprints. You can't lift fingerprints from cartridges or any metal with our normal aluminium powder that we used to, fingerprint powder that we used to use those years. So you need to put it through a chemical process to look for fingerprint. And that would have been done before the cartridges and pen powders would be packed and then sent for analyzing at ballistic units.
If I can draw your attention to photographs 38, 40, and page 45 on the page thereafter. Would fingerprints have been obtained from these objects?
I wouldn't be able to know that either. There's two things. It would have been noted on an investigation report in the docket. Number two, if it went through a chemical process, traces of that chemical process would be found on it. But I would not be able, I wasn't even in the vicinity when these photographs were taken.
Okay. All right. If I may please, at this stage, beg leave to hand to the witness a copy of Exhibit Z. Mr. Stassen, could you please read the contents of this statement?
What a lot of nonsense some of these people are talking. I was a captain at that stage. I made a mistake myself. I was a lieutenant. I had to go and look up first before I realized that I was a lieutenant. At the scene of crime for several hours with a team consisting of photographers, forensic scene of crime examiners and fingerprint experts. I was second in charge of the local criminal record center at that stage. The NPA does not know what they are talking about. It has been confirmed that fingerprints were lifted at the scene. However, suspects have been identified by the Serious Violent Crimes Unit via Captain Els. I believe that they have all been given indemnity. That is what I believe. My commander was with me at the scene of crime. If you consult with Old Murder and Robbery and Serious Violent Crime Unit, you would have known that their office was one of the best officers that did forensic scenes of crime examining in South Africa. It is no wonder to me that you cannot find information because it's either been destroyed or sold by someone. The local criminal record centre are an aid to detectives and do not take over responsibility of investigating murders. Please get your facts straight before you endeavour to start pointing fingers at other units, because 4 fingers are pointing towards yourself. We had some of the best serious violent crime investigators as well. Facts and more facts, and no thumb sucking, please. Because we should be concentrating on facts, and if you would like to know, my name is Francois Stassen, I'm on pension in Ottawa.
Thank you. Could you explain to the court the context of this statement, where this appeared, or how you published this?
It was a comment that was made on YouTube on a video that I watched. And at that stage it was a very emotional remark made by me, because a finger was pointed at the local criminal record centre and I wasn't very happy about that. At that stage I did not know that there was no cooperation from my old office, but I left the office in 2001 already, so I had no control of what happens after 2001.
Okay. Thank you. I would then like to... Can I have a moment, my lord?
Yes.
In Exhibit C, you make mention of the fact that the perpetrators have been given indemnity. I believe that they have all been given indemnity. What are you referring to?
I'm referring to the fingerprint that was lifted at on a petrol bomb at Yellowwoods Hotel, where I identified a suspect, and through the grapevines heard years later that that person was given indemnity. That is why I thought that included in all 3 cases may be similar, and included in was probably got indemnity in all cases. I didn't know that for a fact.
So if you were to find out now that nobody applied for indemnity in respect of the Highgate Hotel, would you be able to dispute that?
No, not the Highgate Hotel.
Lord, I apologize, just a moment. All right. Thank you, my lord. So the information, or could you explain your role in respect of that night? Were you involved in lifting the fingerprints? Were you involved in collecting the exhibits, etc.?
No, you was. No, my lord. No, my lord, I was not involved.
Okay. Was a report given to you?
The following day, that's correct.
And then your unit, do you work in a normal docket?
We have when we lift fingerprints at the scene of crime, then we open a docket for that specific case.
Okay, so it wouldn't be the ordinary case?
No.
Okay, all right. We have previously had evidence in court by Mr. Swartboy, where he kindly provided us with copies of what was remaining of the docket in respect of fingerprints. My lord, that is Exhibit Y. if I could beg you to hand a copy of them to the witness. Right. So once the copies of the, once the fingerprints are lifted, how are they stored?
Once the fingerprints are lifted with Fulin, the two photographic copies are made of all the fingerprints. The one copy is filed on
A5.
A5. It's a little brown card. We call it a giant arts. The one copy is filed on a giant arts in the investigation register number, hours. The case number, the charge, and the fingerprint expert's name appears on that giant arts card. It is filed in a separate file for every charge. There is different files for every year. There's different files. The other copy is pasted in the docket for reference purposes. So if a suspect is identified, then you can pull the docket and compare it what inside the docket. You don't have. And that is the docket, what the positive docket is for. The docket also, you need to file all your information in there. So if you eliminate somebody, if you do an elimination and you find this person is not corresponding similarly, you need to submit a report to the investigating officer, and of course the copy goes into the docket.
Right. So if you can look at page 2 and 3 of Exhibit Y, that appears to be blank pages. Could you explain that?
Now this page number 2 and 3 seems to be the Fulin. This seems to be the front of the Fulin. Yes, they are blank.
Do you know, is there any particular reason why they could be blank?
There could be two reasons. There could still be something on them, but you wouldn't a photostat machine wouldn't be able to pick it up. All the fingerprints disappeared because fingerprints, if Fulin isn't kept under a certain temperature, then the fingerprints will start disappearing in a couple of years. 20 years, 30 years, it will start disappearing. It will not stay on there forever.
Okay. Mr. Sarkboy, in fact, came and he testified and he showed us those Fulins and showed that the fingerprints had in fact disappeared.
Yeah.
If we can look at page 4, 4 and 5, could you explain what that is?
Yeah, this is on the back of the Fulin, and this is where the expert is dotting now our investigating the register number, where he lifted it, when he lifted it, and at the time he lifted it, and then he signs it as well.
Right. There are some pictures on the following pages. That is page 6, 7, 8. Those appear to be pictures which still do have some images on them.
That's correct. This is photostats made of the photographs that was done, reproduction photographs that was done of the Fulin.
Thank you. Then I'd just like to point out, if we can look at page 14 onwards, are you aware of those? Oh, sorry, I apologize. It's before page 14. Let me just correct page. My lord, I apologize. I seem to have misplaced my digital copy of it. If there's a, could you just let me know which page number is that? I apologize.
Number 11.
Okay, so page 11 through to
12, 13, 14.
Are you aware of those photographs? Those prints?
No, I'm not aware of those prints. I would not be able to recall it.
All right. Did you give any instruction, specific instruction on the night where fingerprints should be lifted?
No. I've only asked Sergeant Nadir to have a look at some places, entrance to the bar, and that's about it. He uses his own discretion to lift fingerprints. He's an expert with many, many years, a scene of crime expert with many, many years service, so he knows what needs to be done.
Okay. So when is this docket brought to your attention? How many times does it come into your possession?
The docket only comes into my possession twice in a lifetime. Number one is on the first day after the case has been reported, the positive docket will come through to me. I will sign it off. It goes back to the fingerprint expert. The fingerprint expert needs to file it. If he's finished with it, if he's not finished, then he needs to add no more reports into that docket, but it doesn't come back to me again. The second time I see a docket is when a positive identification has been made on fingerprints, palm prints, or footprints. For example, when fingerprints has been found corresponding and similar with the suspect's fingerprint, then the docket will once again come to me at that stage.
Do you recall if this docket ever came back into your possession?
No, never.
I apologize. If I could refer you back to Exhibit C. Z, I'm sorry. At line 5, you indicate, however, suspects have been identified by the Serious Violent Crimes Unit via Captain Darrell Else. Who are these suspects?
No, I wouldn't be able to say who it was. I've heard through the grapevine that there's been an arrest made. I've notified in the passageway, I notified Sergeant Nadir that he needs to make contact with Darrell Else to see if he can get the fingerprints as soon as possible. The moment there's a person arrested on a case and the CAS number, the Criminal Administration Registration number, is on the set of fingerprints, when it comes into the office, it will immediately go to the fingerprint expert in charge of the docket, and he will handle that situation.
Right. So you have no personal knowledge as to who the suspects were. Right. You indicated that you had given guidance to say that the fingerprints should be taken to at the entrance of the pub. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And on the in respect of the further buildings and fixtures of the interior, like the bar counter and all that, did you give any instructions regarding that?
No.
Do you know why he would not have taken photos?
At that stage, I had to attend and assist the photographer as well, so the fingerprint expert actually goes on his own because of the experience he has. So he goes on his own and do fingerprint examinations himself.
Would you expect him to have done so in a setting such as this?
I would have expected him to do so, yes.
Thank you, Lord. I have no further questions.
Thank you.
As the court pleases. Mr. Sesson, we found a LinkedIn profile for you, which is titled Francois Stassen, Director, Fingerprints, Forensics at Fingerprint Consultancy. And under the About section, I'll just read it into the record, and the Lord will hand up the copies.
Yes.
You studied at University of Pretoria, and under About, fraud investigator, vast experience in investigation of fraud concerning social grants and financial misconduct. Fingerprint expert, has been working with fingerprints and includes testifying as expert in courts all over South Africa for past 30 years. Managed to analyze and compare with similarities, many thousands of fingerprints with perpetrators. My Lord, we'll show the witness a copy, and we'll hand this up as Exhibit 00. My Lord, we are trying to find extra copies, but for the moment we just have one for the witness and one for the court. We'll get one for our colleagues shortly. With the leave of the court, I'd like to hand up the LinkedIn profile.
Oh.
Mr. Stassen, do you confirm that that is your LinkedIn profile?
That's correct.
Okay. So would you describe yourself as one of the most experienced fingerprint experts in South Africa?
I would.
Mr. Stassen, the investigation diary, my Lord, that's Exhibit E. It discloses no SAP 21 or any affidavit dealing with fingerprints. Are you aware of that?
Sorry, I don't understand that.
Okay, the investigation diary. And that's
what investigation diary?
For the Highgate Hotel Massacre.
What investigation diary? Who wrote the investigation diary?
Well, the investigation diary, as you're aware, has multiple entries by different investigating officers.
Whose investigation diary? The detectives or the fingerprint expert?
This is the investigation diary.
No, nothing to do with that, sir. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Right. So when I put it to you that there is not an SAP 21, which I understand has to be completed, and there's no affidavit from any officer in relation to fingerprints, and this has been confirmed by the current investigating officer, Captain Peterson. Does that come as a surprise to you?
Does come as a surprise because that investigation diary, I never seen investigation diary like that. Never seen it, and I've will never see one like that in my life. Nothing to do with me.
No, I'm not accusing you of anything. I'm just simply putting it to you that the investigation diary doesn't have.
I wouldn't be able to comment on that because it's not my investigation diary.
Yes, but as an experienced investigator with specialization in fingerprints, what is your response to the fact that in this particular case, there is no SAP 21 dealing with the fingerprints, and there is no affidavit from a fingerprint officer?
SAP 21, may I just ask, what is the SAP 21?
As I understand it, according to our private investigator, Brigadier Marion, the SAP 21 is a form that is completed. It's on a letterhead, and it's a form that is completed once a forensic investigation, such as fingerprint lifting, has been completed.
No, sir.
All right.
We don't have something like SAP 21 at Fingerprint Experts those years.
All right, SAP 21 aside, should there have been an affidavit from an officer who carried out the fingerprints?
Now, only an positive fingerprint report. No affidavit. Affidavit is only given when the suspect has been identified, corresponding and similar. No other is given. You just write your report on a prescribed form that you make a photostat machine, and that's it.
Now, in your evidence in chief, you mentioned that you were the second in command at the LCRC at that time,
Correct?
and that you attended at the scene together with Colin Charles, Duplessis, Alan Nordia. And in your evidence in chief, you mentioned that Colin Charles operated the video. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And that both Duplessis and Nordia carried out the fingerprints.
Duplessis was involved with taking the photographs, and once Duplessis is finished with the photographs, then he only may assist Nordia.
And do you recall whether he assisted?
I don't know if he helped Nordia or not.
Okay. I can tell you that he has given evidence before this court, and according to him, he did not. He was not involved in the fingerprints.
It's not required for him to help the fingerprint expert.
If we can return to your YouTube posting, did you edit it? Did you edit your post at any point?
No, I did.
You did. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I didn't.
You didn't. Well,
I may have had a previous one which I deleted. I don't know. I can't remember. But this is the final one that I typed.
Lord, it does seem as if that post was edited. We would like to hand up what appears to be an edited version. The original version is Exhibit Z, and we'd like to hand this up and mark it Z1. And just for the sake of completeness, we'd like you to read in this version, and my attorney will give you a copy of the post. So you now have both before you, Mr. Stassen, the one that you read into the record for my learned friend from the state. It's titled Highlighted Comment, and that was 4 days ago. And now the one we've just presented to you has your byline, and then 5 days ago, and in brackets edited.
Yeah, so can I read it in?
Please read it in, yeah.
I was on that scene as a fingerprint expert and senior crime examiner. A team from the office did the photographs, plans, forensics and fingerprints on that scene and spent about 7 hours on that scene. I had it personally clear the scene from the uniformed people that were at the scene for no reason at all. Fingerprints were lifted at the scene. I'm told the officer is London looking for all the exhibits. I was captain at that stage. I made a mistake again there, sorry. I was a lieutenant, not a captain. I became a captain about 3 months later. At that stage, my commander was also at the scene of crime. Captain Darrell Els was the investigating officer at that scene. There were definitely fingerprints lifted at that scene. Keep in mind that the fingerprint experts are not investigating officers, and therefore the investigations were conducted by serious violent crimes. There was also a vehicle examined that were used by the culprit. The local criminal record center is there to assist all the other units of the SAP and not to do their work for them. As far as I know, there were people arrested, but they were all released after 1995. The poor investigator that is mentioning suspicion or saying that someone did not do their work properly should put it on the shoulders of the investigation officer and not try to blame another unit. The full team that were on that scene of crime from the local criminal record center had an average the best solution figures on serious violent crimes in the country. Thank you.
Thank you. You say in the third line that at that stage, and you were captain, although you corrected it, lieutenant, and my commander were also at the scene of the crime. Can you give the name of your commander?
Kuni Knutser.
Kuni Knutser.
Knutser, yes.
What rank was he?
Lieutenant Colonel.
And what role did Lieutenant Colonel Kuni Knutser play at the scene?
Actually, he didn't play any role at all, because when he arrived there, he was told that Stassen was there and the team was there, and some of us left already, so he left. He did not have anything to do with the scene of crime, because he was not the officer on duty.
So you were in fact in charge of the forensic team at the scene?
I was duty officer, yes, that's correct.
And just to be clear, so your three colleagues, Charles, Nordia, and Duplessis, they were your subordinates. They were acting under your direction.
That's correct.
You were asked in your evidence in chief whether you were involved in collecting the fingerprints, and you said you were not. That you mentioned that Mr. Nordia was very competent and he didn't require any direction. Is that right?
That's correct.
And you said a report was given to you the next day.
Correct.
What report was that?
Just a report on the Fulin that was submitted.
And do you recall whether there was anything of note or significance that emerged in that report?
I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Yes. Do you recall anything of note in that report that was given to you the next day?
No, actually it was only the fingerprint expert, the fingerprint side of the fingerprint expert reports.
My Lord, just to assist the court, in Exhibit E, the investigation diary at C30, it does refer to fingerprint report filed per B2. And as mentioned previously in the evidence, we're not in possession of that particular report. When you arrived at the scene, Mr. Stassen, did you walk around the hotel to the particular scenes in order to get a sense of the lay of the land?
I had a quick walkthrough, but at that stage there were so many people inside the building that I went outside again and spoke to the brigadier and said, we must get everybody out so that we can do our work. You must remember also there were injured people, they were busy working with injured people, and we cannot intervene, or cannot go into a place where we're busy working with somebody that's injured. So I went for a quick walkthrough, because it was an horrific scene. I went for a quick walkthrough and came back again, asked the brigadier to summon all the uniformed people to go out of the building, to go out of the scene. and then spoke to the three. They were, as I said, they were already, Colin South was already busy videoing when I got there. That is what they are expected to do. They are expected to start doing their work. They're not expected to wait for me. So I had a quick walkthrough.
Once the scene had been cleared of people who shouldn't have been there, did you then do a more thorough walk around to
No,
get a sense?
I immediately started assisting my team. I've went to Colin and asked him if he's finished with the videos. Asked Dupi specifically, where is he going to start? When is he going to start? What is he going to do first? And of course, then also spoke to Alan O'D, and Alan said he's going to start now. And I just mentioned to him in passing by him that he should look at the entrance ways of both the places to see if he can find fingerprints there, because it's, if you look at the entrance if you look at if you look at the video and you look at the entrance to the passageway that leads to the bar, there was about 20, 30 people in that passageway. So it would be impossible to look. But as I said, they went into that bar, the assailants went into the bar, and I asked him to just have a specific good look where the assailants went in and where they came out. Specifically look there, but continue with his investigation.
In Exhibit Z, which is your first posting, the unedited one, you said that you spent about 7 hours on the scene. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think I cannot remember exactly how long I spent there, but I came there about not longer than 15, 20 minutes after the attack, and we left when it was already late in the morning. So I cannot exactly recall it was 7 hours, but I think it was in the vicinity of about 7 hours.
So do I hear you correctly when you say that your walk around the scene, either you mentioned you attempted to do that when it was chaotic and there were people there,
Yeah.
but then
That's
once
correct.
those people had been cleared, you simply said to your men, start working.
That's correct.
You didn't then do a more thorough, more comprehensive walk around.
No, I just told them to start their thing, because there's deceased people lying there, and they were waiting to take them out, so we need to finish as soon as possible.
So at any point, did you walk around to see, what potential evidence of a forensic nature was available, and to ensure that your people would attend to those?
I spent every minute of that couple of hours with at different stages and with different members of the team, and had a look what they were doing, asking them questions the whole night. I also had regular meetings with the detective. I cannot remember who the detective in charge was at that stage, but I also had numerous meetings outside with him, so it was in and out the whole time.
Well, it certainly sounds as if it was intensive, and you were pretty busy through those 7 hours. Now, my learned friend has shown you photographs of the scene, including photographs of the levers from the grenade
That's correct.
that was detonated, as well as a tear gas canister.
That's correct.
And as well as various cartridges.
Yes.
Did you see those items when you won the scene?
Yes, I did see. I didn't see photograph 38, 40, 38, 40, and 45, and maybe. Yeah, as I can see on that must have been removed before I got there. I really didn't see them. I wasn't there when they were photographed, and also not there when they were put in exhibit bag.
So you're saying you didn't see photos 38 let's start at photos 36, 37, and 38, 39 through to 40, which shows the items on the floor.
Yes, that's correct.
And then again, the tear gas lever, there's a good photograph at photo 45.
You know what, I really, I can't remember if I saw these items or not. It's been so many years, I really can't remember if I saw it beforehand. Can't remember.
All right, because just now you said, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you didn't see any of those before they were placed into the evidence bag.
As I said, I really can't remember.
So are you saying that there's a possibility you did see them, but you can't say definitively because you cannot remember?
No, because after, especially items like it, the moment they photograph, they are put in exhibit bag immediately and taken away. The cartridges is another story because that's all over the place. So you have to mark them, put circles around them and photograph them. That's another story.
So, you know, if one looks at photo 37, that shiny metal lever, and again, you know, photo 45, another metal lever. Should those items not have been fingerprinted?
They can only be chemically printed. In other words, they cannot be examined at the scene of crime because you have to use a chemical to do that. You cannot use a normal aluminium fingerprint powder that we use on passageways and doors and frames. You cannot use the same aluminium powder. That's a chemical process it has to go through.
Yes, but the question is, should they have been fingerprinted regardless of the methodology?
They should at the office, yes.
And were they done at the office?
I don't know.
Well, the evidence, Mr. Stassen, is that they weren't printed, regardless of the method that ought to have been used.
If you have these exhibits in hand, you will be able to see if a chemical process has been used on them. If you do not have them, you will not be able to say that they were not fingerprinted.
Right, let me put the question again. Should these items have been fingerprinted?
They should have been.
Okay. And the evidence suggests that they were not fingerprinted. What is your response to that?
I cannot comment on that.
Was that an unfortunate oversight?
Now, any expert will tell you that, any scene of crime expert will tell you that these things you cannot examine at the scene of crime. It must be taken to the office. So that was probably done a day or 2 days. After an incident, it will be chemically done in the office.
So who should have made sure that happened?
Sergeant Nadir.
And who should have made sure that Sergeant Nadir did his work properly?
Nobody.
Are you saying that he was alone to himself? There was nobody in charge of him?
He's a senior fingerprint expert and he does his thing on his own time. And he knows what he has to do and not to do.
So because you assume he knows what to do,
I would not be able
you
to
made the
see-
assumption that he did everything.
I didn't see him do anything like that. But if he needed to include me, or if he wanted to include me, he would have called me and asked me for help. But he never called me and asked me for help.
Mr. Stassen, what was your rank at the time?
Lieutenant.
And what was Mr. Nadir's rank?
Sergeant.
Who was junior and who was senior?
We were the same age.
I'm talking about rank, Mr. Stassen.
Rank? No, sergeant. He was a sergeant, I was a lieutenant. I outranked him, yes?
Yes. So in fact, you were the senior officer on the scene, and I put it to you, you should have made sure that the work was done properly, both at the scene and back at the office.
No, I don't concur with you.
Okay, well, what is your response to that, Mr. Stassen?
I only see the docket, I see the docket only once, and if the investigation report is there, I go through the investigation report. I never see anything again after that. That's the only time I see it. I don't follow up. I don't have to follow up any member in that unit. I do not have to. And I don't have the time to do that. I cannot follow up every photograph that was taken, every video piece that was taken, every this. I cannot follow that up. Those are senior experts. Those are senior experts, and they do their thing. They know what they have to do.
Mr. Stassen, this just wasn't any incident. It was a massacre of 5 people at a hotel in downtown East London. It was a very serious crime. Fingerprints are one of the ways where you can potentially connect suspects to the crime. And are you telling us that there was no need for follow-up?
Give me the exhibits and I'll show you if that was chemically processed. Because in my 21 years, I spent as a scene of crime examiner. I only lifted fingerprints of spent cartridges once in 21 years. So bring me that exhibit and I'll explain to you and I'll show to you it was chemically done, because the chemicals would have left traces on that file, on that thing. So there's no way you can say, if you don't have the exhibits in front of you, that it was not done. There's no way.
But as the lieutenant in charge of the forensic investigation at that time, you simply can't tell us.
No.
No, you've said you were there for some 7 hours and that you were incredibly busy. In all of those 7 hours, were you doing any work in relation to the fingerprints?
No, I just, I didn't do any work on fingerprints. You cannot, a fingerprint expert that's assigned to a specific scene, it doesn't matter what scene it is. You cannot lift fingerprints for a fingerprint expert. The fingerprint expert must lift the fingerprints himself. Nobody else can lift the fingerprints for them. So you cannot involve yourself with lifting fingerprints or a fingerprint expert that's in charge of a specific scene.
Yes, I'm not suggesting that you should have done the physical lifting of prints yourself. What I'm asking is whether you should have made sure that your subordinate was lifting all potential prints on the scene of crime.
They lifted all potential prints on that scene of crime. On that specific scene of crime, at that stage, they lifted all the possible prints they could.
And yet you can't tell us whether prints were lifted from the 2 levers or any of the cartridges.
No, because you cannot do that on the scene of crime.
And
It's a chemical process.
And you can't tell us, and indeed there's no evidence anywhere
if
that the prints were lifted chemically at the office thereafter.
If there's no evidence, I wouldn't be able to tell you. If I don't see the cartridges or the exhibits in front of me, as page 38 and further on, I wouldn't be able to tell you if it was examined or not. I can only tell you if it was examined, if it's there lying in front of me today.
You've been referred to Mr. Swartboy's report. That's exhibit X.
X.
Okay. I understand that you only have exhibit Y in front of you. Just to be completely transparent, I think we need to give you a copy of Kevin Cecil Swartboy's statement. It's a short statement, 3 pages. My attorney will hand up a copy. But while we were on Exhibit Y, which you do have, can I refer you to page 4? And on this page, it apparently reflects palm prints. And if you look carefully, you'll see that there is a signature on some of these. I believe is this what they call Foline?
That's correct.
Can you see that there is a signature and I suppose somebody's force number?
That's correct.
Very illegible, but it's,
Correct.
you can see that somebody
Yeah,
has
I
signed
don't know
it.
whose signature it is, but I can see his signature.
Right. So you don't know whose signature that would be. Now, in the evidence of Mr. Swartboy, and perhaps if you look at paragraph 5, he refers to the 7 pieces of Foline and 7 photographic papers used to photograph the finger or palm prints that was on the Foline at the time, and that these are no longer visible on the black Foline. It appears from that paragraph 5 that it was palm prints that were lifted at the scene, as opposed to fingerprints. And perhaps I can also refer you to his evidence when the court was putting questions to Mr. Swartboy. My Lord, this is in the transcript, the 25th of March 2025. And Mr. Swartboy says, he confirmed that at the top of the page, I think he was contacting APHIS, my Lord, and that they do not keep palm prints on their system, they only keep fingerprints. So these that are here, my Lord, that is identifiable as palm prints and not fingerprints. And the court asked Mr. Swartboy, all of them. And Mr. Swartboy responds, my Lord, I'm going to say that the ones that were scanned, because these are the ones that you can see nothing on. And the court says, Captain, let me just see now on Y8. Are you referring to the 4 images in the center of the page? Yes, my Lord. The 4 images are those the ones that you could identify something on. That is correct. And these were all palm prints, not fingerprints. So it seemed that the only prints available at that point were palm prints as opposed to fingerprints.
Possibly, but I've got muscular degeneration now, the past 5 years in both my eyes. I won't be able to look at them if I don't have a fingerprint glasses. Just remember that the term palm prints and footprints are included in the term fingerprint. So if we say we lifted, they said it was fingerprints lifted at the scene of crime. Some of the junior experts doesn't know if it's a palm print or a fingerprint they lift. It's only when they come to the office and they go to the senior expert that the senior expert will tell them you have a piece of palm here or you have a finger here. So the term fingerprints includes flanges of the finger, the palms, and the footprints.
So
the term fingerprints.
Are you saying that Mr. Nordia wouldn't have known that?
No, you would have known that. You would have known that.
So just to be as clear as possible, you know, we gained the impression that it was mainly or exclusively palm prints that were lifted at the scene. But is it possible that there were fingerprints also lifted?
From what I have in front of me, I cannot tell you. Not with my naked eye anymore.
Right.
Maybe 5 years ago, but not anymore.
And I think we also heard from Mr. Swartboy that it was either the AFIS system or the harness system that didn't have palm prints. So
That is correct. If they kept on classifying palm prints and filing them like we did in the old days, we would have ID'd that palm print. But now they are relying on a computer system that's not working. So that's my opinion.
Okay. Now to return to the scene, you were there for 7 hours. When you were wrapping up or leaving, it was now daytime or early morning. If you weren't working on the fingerprints, what were you working on?
Yeah, I was there just in a capacity of assistance if they need me. If they need me, they will request me. For example, if they want me to point out something and they want to take a photograph, I will be there. But that is my role, extensively my role. I'm sorry, but the 7 hours, I don't think the 7 hours is 100% correct.
Well, that's from your own posting on YouTube.
Yeah, but I'm sure it couldn't have been 7 hours. I can't even remember when we got there. I can't even remember the time when we got there. It's too long ago. It's really too long ago.
Well,
I cannot remember when we left. It's too long ago, really.
Well, if you got there, not that long after the crime had taken place, and you only left in the morning, daylight hours when the sun was coming up, well, then 7 hours makes sense.
I don't know. The time of year when the sun comes up. So the light appears and when the sun comes up. But some of these photos were just taken the next day. I wasn't there when the photos were taken.
Well, we know the date, Mr. Slessen. It was the 1st of May. So we know the season as well.
It's winter. Winter.
Well, it's late spring, early winter. But in any event, I put it to you that what's in your posting, 7 hours, would be largely correct, that you were there for approximately that period of time.
Right.
Now, you seem to be saying that you would be there to answer questions and point things out. So would you wait for one of your men to come to you and say, well, I need guidance on this, or I need pointing out on that?
Correct. If they want to. If they need to and want to, they can come and ask me for assistance.
And so while you were waiting to hear from them, what were you doing?
Outside talking to my other colleagues.
Now, earlier you said that you were incredibly busy through those 7 hours. And yet now we hear from you that you were outside talking to your colleagues, waiting for one of your men to come to you with a question.
Yeah, talking to some of my colleagues about the specific case where we were. So we were discussing work, we were not discussing other things.
Yes, well, I want to put it to you that your evidence is inconsistent on this question. Do you have a response to that?
No.
You're aware that Warrant Officer Victor Jacobus van der Merwe prepared a ballistics report?
No.
Well, I'm putting it to you that he did, my lord, it's Exhibit N, and he collected 56 AK-47 cartridges and 9.38 cartridges, which were found at the scene. Were these cartridges fingerprinted or not?
I wouldn't be able to say if it's not in front of me.
All right. Well, there is no evidence before this court that those cartridges were fingerprinted. If they were not fingerprinted, would that have been an oversight or a case of serious neglect?
Yes. I wouldn't say neglect, but hindsight.
Well, given the nature of this offence, a massacre at a hotel, the failure to take fingerprints from both the levers and the cartridges, at the minimum, wouldn't that be serious neglect?
Given taken the circumstances of the case, it would have been done. I still maintain it would have been done. And if you cannot put the exhibits in front of me so I can see if it's chemically been processed, I cannot answer you on that one. I need to see the spent cartridges and the other stuff.
Yes. Well,
I need to see them.
Well,
Show them to me and I'll prove to you if it's not been done, then I'm going to say I'm sorry. And if it was done, I will show you chemically. There will be impressions on that made by the chemicals.
Well, I put it to you, Mr. Stasson, that there's no evidence whatsoever before this court in any of the documentation that we have.
There's no
that
evidence
it had been done.
There's no evidence before court that it hasn't been done.
So are you saying that there's a possibility that it had been done, but it wouldn't be reflected anywhere in any report or document that it had been carried out?
If it has been examined chemically and there was no fingerprints on any of those metal surfaces, it would not be reflected anywhere.
Surely that there would be an entry somewhere saying that
there would be entry in the
there's
docket.
a negative
There
outcome.
would be a negative report in the docket, that's correct.
Yes, but there is no report in the docket.
But there is no docket. There is no docket. If there was a docket, in 21 years as a fingerprint expert, I have never lost a docket. We have never lost a docket in our office. Now they come and tell me they've lost a docket. That's absolutely nonsense. They must just look for the docket, they're going to find the docket. Then they must unpack all their boxes, the so-called boxes that they travel from one office to another office, go through all of them. Because the docket is so thin, sometimes the one goes into the other one. You have to look at each docket to find it. And I tell you now, if I can get into this office, I'm going to find the docket. I will find it.
Well, in fact, that search was done. Mr. Swartboy did testify before this court that a search of the offices was done.
I do. I hear you, yes. Yeah.
And Exhibit Y, which you have before you, is what was recovered.
Yes.
And is there any reflection in
The
Exhibit Y of...
The Fulin is filed separately.
The
The Fulin is filed separately. The Fulin is not filed with the docket. It's not filed with the docket. Did anybody not tell you how it worked those years? It's not filed in a docket, it's filed on its own. In its own place, in its own little cupboard.
So if it was done, it would be there waiting to be found.
The docket, if it cannot be found, then it's gone. Then it's gone. But I don't care if they did a search or not. I tell you, if I go into that office, I'm going to find the docket. I will find it. This nonsense. We misplace dockets sometimes, but we've never lost a docket in 21 years. Never. Doesn't happen.
Well, in that case, Mr. Stasson, your answer puts this situation into even more serious light. So you're saying that in 21 years, you've never lost a docket, and yet after a thorough search, that particular documentation...
When was the search done? When was the search done? Where's 1993?
It was done during the course of this year.
2025, so it was done in 2025. 1993, 2025. I left there in 2001. So from 2001 until 2025, that docket now suddenly disappeared. I don't take that.
Well,
I don't take that.
You've seen Exhibit Y. You've seen the Folin that was recovered.
That's right.
And I'm going to read to you a paragraph from Mr. Swartboy's statement. That's Exhibit X.
Yes.
On 2025/01/27, I was requested by Colonel F. Demoye, who is my current commander at East London LCRC, to search for the fingerprint exhibits of East London IRA number 2120/1993 in our archives. I then went to the archives and started my search with the assistance of Senior Registry Clerk L. Buerta. We searched through a lot of different boxes as the boxes were on top of each other. The current building that we are using is our second building since moving from Fleet Street, SAPS. On Thursday, 2025/01/30, we found the Folien envelope marked OR 2120/1993. The expert was Sergeant O'Dear, who has since passed on. The amount of Folien, as indicated on the Folien envelope, is 7. On the Folien envelope is written Highgate Hotel, 93/05/02. And I won't go into the details of what was found. But what I want to put to you is that, in fact, records were found in relation to the Highgate massacre at the LCRC, as is evident from Mr. Swartboy's statement, and yet nothing was found in relation to either positive or negative findings in relation to the levers or cartridges.
So, but that makes it very clear that they searched through the boxes for the Folien and not the dockets. This is very clear that they now they're saying boxes. They're not saying we searched through all the boxes. We found boxes on top of each other and we searched through that. This was a Folien. This has nothing to do with the docket. The docket is filed in another place. So they're not saying there that they've searched the files for the docket. Nowhere is it written in the statement. This is worth nothing. You can put a match to it.
He says that they search for fingerprint exhibits. What does that entail?
Fingerprint exhibit.
Yeah.
That can entail. That can mean, it can mean Folien.
Mm-hmm.
It can mean a docket.
Yes.
It can mean cartridges, pen cartridges. It can mean a lot of things. Exhibits, but they all filed in different places. They all filed in different places.
And where would the docket have been filed or archived?
In my years, the dockets were filed in a safe, a walk-in safe. The Folien was filed in a walk-in safe opposite the dockets. The dockets on this side, the Folien on that side. But now they've moved twice now. Now they can't find anything.
Well, I want to put it to you, Mr. Stassen, that you are splitting hairs here, and if there was such a record to be found, if it was there, they would have found it. And I want to put it to you, Mr. Stassen, that in fact these levers and cartridges on the available evidence suggest that they were never analysed. And that amounts to a dereliction of duty, Mr. Stassen.
No, I'm sorry. Don't concur.
And as the senior officer on the scene, as a lieutenant, I want to put it to you, Mr. Stassen, that you should have made sure that that happened.
Put it to you again, if we've got the exhibits in front of us, it would have been very much easier. Cannot tell me that it wasn't examined if the exhibits are not available.
Now, it appears from the investigation diary that a process of elimination was carried out. And, my Lord, we have provided a list we compiled of the individuals subject to the elimination in Exhibit L. Were you aware of this process of elimination, where they took prints discovered at the scene and compared them with potential suspects?
No, I have not received any documentation.
Did you live in East London at that time?
Correct?
Were you familiar with the Highgate Hotel?
No,
Had you never frequented?
I don't frequent hotels.
So prior to that evening, you'd never been to one
Never
of the
been to Highgate
bars
Hotel.
in the Highgate?
No.
So were you unaware that police sometimes frequented that hotel?
No, I wouldn't be able to say anything about that.
So we just want to show you two blown up photographs of police officers who attended the scene the next day. And if you can help us identify anybody in those photographs. And we're again showing F1 and F2.
I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think the one in the brown jacket is General Highgate. General Highgate.
General Highgate? Okay.
The one, I think so, I'm not 100% sure. The one behind him, with his head sticking out behind his head, with a blue striped shirt, is Fred Rousson. We are very good friends, we go hiking together those years. And then this one at the back here. This is Willie de Lange. We visited each other, myself, my wife and his wife, and we were friends. And this one is one of the oats, I think it's Pat, I'm not sure, he's a detective. Pat? But the rest of the people I don't know. I cannot recognize, if the thing is dark, I cannot recognize it. If it's a dark face, I wouldn't be able to, but I don't recognize any of them. The guy standing in the white here, I think he was a captain at that stage, also a detective, but I'm not sure of his name.
That Mr. De Lange, which section of the police was he in?
I think he was in security branch, I'm not 100% sure.
Are you familiar with the AFIS system, the automated fingerprints identification system?
Sort of, yes.
Do you recall when it came into operation?
Can you just repeat the people that you identify and refer to the number? No, just their numbers. Each one of them is
Number one?
His number. Number one. Who's number one?
I think it's General Highgate. I'm not.
General Highgate.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
The one behind him, number two, is Fred Rousson.
Just a minute. Fred Rousson.
I think so. I think it's Fred.
All right.
Number three, I think it's Pat Oates. He's a CID chief at Cambridge. Was at that stage. Okay. And number four, Willie de Lange. We used to stay in Genubi, near to each other. And then number six is he's a policeman, but I can't recognize his. I don't know what his name is. Can't remember his name.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know this is a serious violent crime policeman. This one. Lionel. He's got big hands like this. He did somebody very well. But he's I can't remember his surname. Lionel.
F2 was Lionel.
Yeah, Lionel, but I can't remember his name. He's English speaking as well.
All right.
But the rest, I don't know. I think Bossett is standing in the middle here. Small Bossett. Frederick, I think. Roderick. Yeah. That's Roderick. Roderick Bossett. But the rest of the people I don't know. No, I don't know the rest of the people.
Thank you for your assistance on that. Let's return to the APHIS system. So you said you're somewhat familiar with it.
Oh,
Do you recall when it came into operation?
I'm not 100% sure because we were all called to Pretoria at that stage to give some insights on what we want from the system. But you know, I can really not remember the year it was. I cannot remember. I'm sorry.
Right.
You know. But it hasn't come into operation before I left. When I left in 2001, it wasn't in operation yet.
Yes.
There were still fingerprint experts classifying fingerprints. Now there's none.
So in your day, the comparisons had to be done manually.
Absolutely.
And we've also heard that, I believe, from Mr. Duplessis and Mr. Swartboy. And the evidence was that it was activated, the digital system was activated in the early 2000s. So once it was activated, would you have expected the available prints that were lifted from the Highgate scene to have been run through the APHIS system?
Yes, I believe so. I don't know.
Right. Yes.
But the system was not up and running before I left.
Yes, indeed. And again, certainly at that time in the early 2000s, when the conditions of the prints or Folene would have been better than today, there again is no evidence that happened.
No, the system only came in operation in 2000 in Pretoria, not in the rest of the country.
Could they not have been sent up to Pretoria for running through the system?
I'm sure that it didn't happen. They were waiting for the computers at the local criminal record centers for them to tap into the Pretoria system. But in 2001, it wasn't tapped in yet. We still did everything manually.
So, Mr. Stassen, unfortunately, the story of this investigation is a sorry one. And I want to put it to you in conclusion that I find your evidence that you have given to the court today unsatisfactory and evasive. And I want to put it to you that contrary to your claim as being busy for 7 hours at the scene, you were in fact not that busy. You were waiting for people to come to you. You were not giving direction to your subordinates. You were not making sure that key pieces of evidence, such as the grenade and tear gas canister levers and the cartridges, were properly fingerprinted and followed up, whether at the scene or subsequently through other methodological analysis at the office. Your response?
Is that a statement or is it? Should I respond to that?
I'm putting that statement to you because that will be our submission to the court.
When was I evasive? When did I evasive actions taken against you? When did I evade you?
And I want your response.
I think you're invasive, not me. No, I don't want to comment on that because I don't believe what you're saying. I don't like what you're saying. I don't believe what you're saying. So I'm not going to respond to that.
Right.
No response.
Well, it will be our submission to this court in argument.
Your
Mr.
submission
Stassen,
can be what it likes. I don't care.
Mr. Stassen, you will listen to me
you.
and you will respond. We will be putting it to this court that you have given unsatisfactory evidence and that your supervisory role at the scene of the crime and subsequently was less than satisfactory. It was substandard and wanting.
You're finished now?
You're free to deny if you wish.
I'm going to deny it, yes. Of course.
My attorney has just pointed out in your YouTube posting, that's Exhibit Z in the middle, on the question of finding the missing reports. You say, it is no wonder to me that you cannot find information because it has either been destroyed or sold by someone. What did you mean by that?
It's all over the news on a monthly basis. Dockets being disappearing. It's just an assumption.
So it's an assumption that
the investigation docket is not a fingerprint docket.
so you're making the assumption that someone in the LCRC
Not the investigation dockets, not the LCRC docket.
well, that's a very serious allegation to make, Mr. Stassen, and I suppose your colleagues in the force will have to respond to that.
I don't have colleagues in the force anymore. I'm retired.
No further questions, Leroy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vani. Do you have an issue?
Well, I only have two questions. I just want to clarify, please.
Yes.
Mr. Stassen, you indicated that the Pauline was kept in two envelopes. Is that correct? You had a duplicate copy?
No.
Okay.
The Foline, if the copies of the Foline was recovered inside the Foline packet, then they've made a third copy. Because you only make two copies. You make one copy for your giant art, and you make one copy for your docket.
Okay.
So if they made a third, sometimes there's a problem with photograph, and then they redo it. So if there was a copy lying with the Foline, then it must have been a third copy. But it's in the same packet.
So, but we must just remember, I think that there is a lot of confusion going on about what docket we're referring to. So I think if we can just refer to like...
That's Foline. That's a packet of Foline.
That's a packet of Foline.
Packet of Foline. That's not a docket.
All right. If the items which were recovered on the scene were taken back to the lab and the chemical prints were lifted, would a record of that have been made in your docket, in the forensic docket, if I can put it that way?
No, we only have one docket.
Okay.
But everything goes into that specific docket. Okay, the positive docket. Docket where the positive fingerprints are written in. Okay. So if there's any elimination done or any fingerprints done, and if for example, if I do that today, if I look at a few cartridges and I can't find any fingerprints, I phone the detective and I say, listen, I couldn't find anything. And the detective will tell me over the phone, it's fine, don't worry about it. But if he says to me, give me a report, then I will submit a report to him. So then a report will be submitted to him and a copy will be kept in our docket.
Okay, so there definitely is a distinction between the investigative diary with their general searching and then with the forensics. Okay, thank you. And then I just wanted to find out, you've indicated on numerous occasions that if you had the exhibits before you, you'd be able to identify whether they had chemically been lifted. Yes. Have you made any requests for the files and the exhibits?
Yes, I did.
And did you get any luck?
Nothing. Nothing from them.
Thank you. My lord, no further questions.
Thank you, Mr. Vani. Mr. Stassen, thank you very much to take care of your testimony.
Thank you, my lord.
Your assistance.
Thank you.
Excused.
Thank you very much.
I assume we've reached the end of the vote for today.
My lord, we have 3 further witnesses which we would like to call, but obviously in light of the time, we request that we commence in the morning. My colleagues have requested that as there are only 3 witnesses which are required to testify tomorrow, would it be possible that we start at 9:30 instead of 10?
Yes. I don't see a problem with that.
Thank you, my lord.
Very well. We'll take the agenda down, reconvene tomorrow morning. All right.
That's